welcome to Dark Skies 2078. This is a pickup series, so we kind of just do random oneers. This is episode 2.5, so series 2, episode 5. The narrative that we are working into today begins on the north side on the 26th of January 2078. The group in question is not being assigned to a gig, or they're not hiring on. Instead, this is an episode where there's a bit of a meet cute, effectively, at a bar we've been to a couple times, Bouncing Benny's. It is an establishment on the north side, just near Mega Building 12. It's kind of a dive. It's not the, if you look at it from the exterior, which I'll go ahead and show handout for, it really doesn't look like a bar. It looks like a warehouse or something that has been modified. And that's pretty much what it is in actuality. There are still remnants in the interior that seem to denote its past use. And on the interior, we will have introductions. And I'll also move us over to the map, which I believe one of us will recognize because they made it. And we'll start there as well. So Soul, welcome. And thank you for the awesome map. That out of the way.
Thank you.
Tell us about your character, and also you'll note that your token has been put at a random table in the space. You are free to move to any point in the bar that you feel you would basically be occupying for your meet.
So, towards, I would imagine, due to the meeting that's about to take place, at the far end, towards one of the more darker, edgier, one could say, corners of the establishment, sits a gentleman in a long black flowing robe. There's a few holes, tatters here and there, but the vast majority of it would conceal all of his features, with the exception of, with him being sat down, two almost ski-like legs seem to protrude, touching the tiles below. There's a slight red haze on the table in front of him as he glances around, as a set of, if I remember rightly, 5 red eyes glance around. Seems at this point this individual, at a glance, is obviously Maelstrom origin, or at least that way inclined. Ganga, who knows? But yes, he's certainly sat there, glancing around, looking for someone, something.
Awesome. So it's a very interesting meet, to be sure. We have a near cyber psycho, and Tyler, describe your character as Redtail enters the scene.
A tall man walks into the bar. Very striking because he has the body of a fox. Cannot not stick out. Sniffs the air a little bit, ears twitching, looks around, sees Mr. Dark and Gruesome in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Redtail is a med tech. He's also a drug pusher. He is very well known as he goes and sits in the bar.
Okay, before we begin with that interaction, I do want to make sure that others on the scene are described and get those out of the way. Riff, you would be in the back, but not in a position where you're not able to kind of see out into the area. You'd be kind of aware of the people that are already present here, and you are in the back talking to Benny at Current. And Benny of Bouncing Benny's is the proprietor of the establishment, and a nice enough guy. And Riff, go ahead and describe your character, and then I'll describe your counterpart.
Okay. Riff, he's always got his guitar on him. He's got his left arm is a cyber arm, and it is almost identically painted to the Malorian Overture on his hip. And it's like they were painted by the same person. His left arm is fully like sleeve tatted. His hair, I would imagine right now, is probably up in a ponytail. He's just kind of chilling. He's not in the heat for the music yet. He's just relaxing, I would say. If you like saw him, he definitely, I would say he's probably playing his guitar a little bit, so you might hear like slight strums of it at the moment. He doesn't seem to be the smartest person in the area for sure. I would imagine was Mortician in here when I came in, or did they come in after I did?
I would imagine he came in afterwards.
Okay. So I would have probably just saw you walking to your seat, so
Absolutely.
nothing else would have happened with that. So yeah, other than that, that's about it for Rift.
And I will say, just as a quick note, you played in this bar before a little bit more haphazardly than you're now planning to do. And the
Yeah.
last time you did, it was for a group of Maelstrom gangers who were celebrating Nitro's birthday. So, just as a heads up, Maelstrom being here is not like a oh my god. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
oh okay,
I was
cool.
thinking more of like the cape.
The cloak is definitely
Yeah.
something that is currently something that a lot of people are kind of weirded out about for sure. I will grant you that. Okay, and then sitting next to Riff is Riff's live-in significant other slash I can't remember its input output, which is which girlfriend. Her handle is Black Mamba, and I am having a freaking hard time finding her handout here, and it's annoying me. I'll get it here in a second, but she is a badass looking lady. She does the vocals for the band that they are both a part of, Impure Cobra, and she is currently negotiating with Benny about them playing this weekend here and what they'll get paid for it, what percentage they'll get of the cover charge, and the like. She's a bit more of the brains of the operation, and she's also a bit of an artist. She's the one who made Glittering Overture look as beautiful as it does, as well as Riff's arm, which again, the painting on that is not completed. She's still doing work on it. Um, and let's see. Can I get that handout in a second? Let's try it. Yep, sure can. Oh, come on. Don't do it to me, Roll20. Just load it. You know you want to. Everybody would be so happy. So that's Black Mamba.
Hey.
Um okay. Then also at the bar, and this is someone you would have clocked being present, and she would have probably been here before you. Corey, go ahead and tell us about Morrigan, and then I'll discuss who you're talking about or talking to.
Mortigan is a badass uh bitch. Fucking shaved sides on the head, kind of mid-length hair, I guess. Uh, got got a nice sniper, nice tight red suit. Looks like she knows how to handle herself.
Yep. And those who know her, when you came in, like I said, they would have been here before. You probably. There's a bright red Kusanagi superbike outside. Um, kind of matches the fit. Um, and they are currently talking to the bartender, who is a woman named Cherry Babam, and I have that handout as well. Lots and lots of visual aids today. We love that.
We do.
Cherry Babam seems like very stern and serious. More perceptive individuals or human perceptive individuals would kind of see it as more of like a depression that seems to be just kind of present. It's Night City. What do you want from me? Dreams. It's the city of dreams, but it's really more the city of broken ones.
Nightmares are dreams too.
Nightmares are also dreams, right? And from what we learned from or about Cherry in previous episodes is the reason why she's working at Benny's is she was pursuing a musical career. She left the Andersons Nomad Pack, which Morrigan is a member of. It's based in Boxville, a small little combat zone, kind of up near the dam, the Coronado Dam. But she left that family to kind of like make a way for herself. The shoot your shot didn't work for her, and now she's working at this dive. So she would kind of been talking to you for a while, Morgan. And what has the thrust of that conversation been?
Probably. I mean, obviously at first it was like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" But probably had just saw this Maelstrom dude in the creepy black cloak and like, huh, interesting. I'm gonna follow him.
Well, they look like they're kind of keeping to themselves, and as you kind of take that into regard, you would see Redtail, who I believe you've worked with before, kind of walk over and sit with him. To kind of give like a perspective on Redtail's attitude, can you tell us a bit about like how they would be kind of entering into the space? Again, we're doing some larcenous activities here, or not larcenous. Kind of. We're doing some illegal activities here. Are you trying to kind of like keep a low profile, Redtail, or is it just kind of a devil may care, I'm a Foxman attitude?
Devil may care attitude. He came in
Okay.
head high, smoking a cigarette, flicks it to the side, and just walks in.
Okay. Perfect.
He does look around before he walks to the table, though. He's like, okay, scan the area, but he's not like, okay, there's no one here.
Yeah, you'd see one face, which would be Morgan's. I don't know.
Gives her a wink. Winks at her.
Probably, yeah, probably a little wave and like, all right, I guess y'all are fine. Go back to talking to Terry.
I literally had a moment in my head where I was like, have they worked together? And then I recalled, yeah, absolutely. They Angel Holt's body was dragged to Redtail's place by a party that included Morgan. So yeah, that I recall. Okay, so you're kind of keeping an eye on them. You're not walking over there. You're kind of sticking to the bar and talking to Cherry kind of idly, shooting the shit, so to speak. She would be a bit closed off, a bit more guarded than you're used to. And like as you become distracted with whatever's going on over there, she definitely seems to be less receptive to having this dialogue. This is something you'd pick up in just the kind of idle banter that's happening. Nothing of substance is being said, hence why I'm not role playing it. But okay, then we're going to cut from that over to the corner. Fox walks over to the. Fox walks into the bar.
Fox walks into the bar, yeah.
Stop a good joke, that.
Sits down across from you at the booth, and I'll leave it to you.
There is a slow nod of greeting as Mortician Mort raises his head, looks over Foxin, and the corner of her mouth starts to uptick slightly. Fang and first aid. An odd paradox, one would say, but I appreciate it. Find your way all right, I hope.
Fox is he's just gonna nod. He's gonna sit down. He's gonna just put the case on the table, spin it around, flicks it open, straight from Biotechnica. Let's get this over with.
Straight from the source. Oh, marvelous. Now, do tell me, the payment, I believe, Hatter? Contact, yes? Mortician leans in over the table. His head jerks to the side slightly as he rests a hand on the vials.
I believe it was 6,000.
6,000. Very well. Now, Mortician begins to look over the case. You see some of the optics start to flicker, whatever calculations are going on in his head. Going a rapid motion just for a brief moment before he begins to nod. No opportunity for perhaps a discount, no?
I don't know you, Maelstrom man. Perhaps.
Maelstrom.
Maybe you could
Maelstrom,
give me
that's
some
all.
info.
Oh, then by all means, what info do you so require, my little predator friend?
Well, you see, some of my friends recently had a, say, incident with Maelstrom. You look like you're involved with them. I know Hatter is. I would like to know where I can find them.
Oh, is that so? Very well. Then lean closer. There are a few things that are happening in the city. And whilst you may see that some Maelstrom are all one large conglomerate, one large gang of miscreants, you'd be surprised. There are a few undercurrents.
Well, I know that.
As for your, as for your friend, Mortician turns his head, sort of glance around the bar, and then back towards Foxin. Are you aware of creepy crawlies by any chance? Things that go bump in the night?
Yes, actually. That's who I'm looking for. They call themselves priests of the spider.
Oh, spider. Well, it would be ordained then that our meeting may perhaps not just be business. No, for I have a few, or should I say, a meeting planned with a certain individual from this spider.
Wait, where do I put this? Where do I put
I just realized it was you, Tyler.
What?
There's like
Yeah,
somebody in the
kids
background.
I told you the kids there if I can hear them. There's gonna be
Yeah, I know. They just had a very fortuitously timed yes. Like, when Mortician asked a question, it was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes!
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry, my demons are speaking for me.
Yeah, you have some as well.
You have demons. Well, perhaps, perhaps we should have a talk. So,
Alright.
again, sorry, go on.
I'll give you a discount. Let's say 4,000. I'll give you a huge discount.
That is rather generous. Perhaps even too generous. But who knows? Perhaps this is something we can look at. Mortician stops for a moment, glances back down at the case before back to you, Foxy. Mayhaps you have the opportunity to acquire more of these. The faithful of my associates require a considerable amount. And whilst this is a considerable amount, whether or not it will last for as long as we would like is questionable.
Red Tail just gonna slowly reach into his coat. He's gonna pull out a business card and just set it on top of the case.
So the business card in question will have an address that's in Wellspring. I'm going to go ahead and snap zoom us to the map real quick. Because again, you'd be able to
Just call ahead.
You'd be very, again, because of Cyberdeck and the like. You'd be very. It'd be very easy for you to pull up the address on your Chiron. So yeah, looks like the location is in Wellspring. It's a pharmacy, and he apparently seems to have an establishment of his own.
My. Seems the predatory lifestyle of one such as you has certain benefits. I'm impressed. And familiar with the location, so. And with that, he'll, if he has the eddies, he'll wire it to him.
Yeah.
If, there we go.
So a very quick flick, you see it appear in your account, Redtail, if you accept the transaction through.
He does. He accepts it and just lean back. He's gonna light a cigarette.
Perfection.
Tell me about this meeting.
So timing wise, I'm gonna check something real quick because I do see a beautiful boy in the voice, but I don't know. Zach, do you have an ETA? Are you still driving? If you are, don't answer. Okay, great. I'm gonna take that as a still driving. Real quick, I'm gonna have John go ahead and describe Columbo for me. Give me.
He I wasn't ready. Well, Columbo is ex NCPD. He's a handsome fella. He's yeah.
Hot.
You would recognize him from the hit TV show Hogwash.
You might recognize him from the hit TV show Hogwash.
No, you would, because it's a hit TV show.
Do me a favor, real quick. Solution.
I recognize the red tail's like, hey, that's the guy from Hogwash.
Roll a d10, and if it is 6 or less, you will recognize him, and I'll explain the motion
Okay.
of the show. Again, he's on billboards. He's like all over the place. Hogwatch is a show that airs on Network News 54 as a part of their current primetime cycle. It's in its second season. The first season aired it's preparing for its second season. The first season aired back in 2077 during the fall, part of their fall kind of programming. And basically, it's cops meets Dateline meets all of Regina Jones, the Fixer's jobs. Catch a cyber psycho by the tail, and then try and So the show starts with the cop segment,
Rehabilitate.
and then it goes to the therapy segment of the cyber psycho, and then kind of determines whether or not they fail. And then they have at the end of the season, they do a Gordon Ramsay-esque thing where they go back to those locations or go back to those people to see how they're doing. Very if you think about it, that's the kind of content I would eat up. That just sounds kind of cool. It's action packed, but then it's also heart, tears at your heartstrings. Cool stuff. And then
He's the action part.
He's the action part, Columbo and Cam. Cam is the other person who's with him, and just for
No, please no.
just for pacing's sake, I'm sure that when he gets in, it'll be a much more vibrant kind of understanding of the character. But Cam is a very large man who is kind of emblazoned with N54 logos. He too has a multi-optic unit, except it's all kind of focused on one side with a camera on the other. He very big man, but he also kind of looks like he's been through a lot and is dressed for kind of any situation. And he has a press badge, and very much a combat reporter or combat cameraman. But these two would walk in at this time.
So, if possible, I would like to dive in
Okay.
on something. Morticia's going to turn to Foxin. The optics flicker for a moment. Those are the vultures of culture, the chroniclers of catastrophe. Yes?
So, Cam. Oh yeah, I know that one.
Ooh. Your question in regards to a certain meeting that is ordained for later. Hold that thought. Are those two gentlemen approachable? In fact, 1,000 eddies for you, my friend, if you would be so kind as to back me up on a little conversation when they've settled in, of course.
Foxen doesn't let him settle, and he just turns and says, "Hey, Cam."
muted myself because I was letting you go. Oh, sorry. Back in though. In the back room, Riff, you're kind of like, and Mamba and Benny are kind of like talking about money and like scheduling and expectations, and it's gotten into like the nitty gritty. And every time you kind of like pull the guitar up and start trying to pluck it to like assuage your boredom, she kind of like hits you in the shoulder and kind of looks at you like. Can't talk over your beats. And then you hear in the big room, "Hey Cam," from Redtail's voice. What do you do?
Holler if you need me, Mamba, and then I'm gonna walk out.
Do you keep the guitar in hand or do you leave it there?
Oh yeah, I'm taking it with me.
Okay. And then obviously, Morgan, you're right at the bar. There's a few other patrons who are present in the space, but not like overly active. And I just realized I didn't start the club music. Hold on a second. Here, there it goes. Maybe. Yeah, I guess it's playing.
Yeah, we hear it.
Cool. So you would see that there's a few other patrons, but obviously the two people who just walked in, and the people you were kind of already keeping your eye on are the most notable. Redtail calls over for Cam and for Columbo to come over to their table. And you would see Riff coming out and kind of walking over in that direction. Do you want to...
Fuck it. I'll get up, look over at Riff, walk over, like, "Hey, how's it going? How you been?" Just walk over with him.
intercept and kind of just join the crew. Okay, so before that gets to it, Cam and Columbo will come over, and obviously Cam being a bit quiet due to the player not being active. Typical DMPC mode. Cam, huh? Yeah, I can hear you. Are you driving still?
I pulled over for a second so I could chat for a minute.
Okay, yeah. ETA till you get home, Bubba.
Where are you?
I'm almost in Lewiston.
Okay. So yeah, you're gonna sit with these individuals. I'm gonna kind of let Columbo talk for a little bit. If you want to kind of keep driving and get there. Sorry to.
Just go home. Go home.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, go for it.
And if he says anything, I'll do. I know how to role play him a little bit. I'll say fuck at least 3 times per sentence, minimum.
Thank you for understanding.
Absolutely. See you soon. Okay, so you two kind of walk over, and like I said, Cam kind of like is doing a bit more of the optics situation, which you two would kind of recognize pattern-wise, is he's basically assessing the situation to know like how much of a threat it is, while you basically are going to interject and determine more verbally if it's a threat or not. So, Redtail, question: when he, Mortician, says, "I want you to help me with the situation," your sitting arrangements are obviously you're in a booth across from one another to start. Scratched off box with the serial number like cut off right there. But obviously the Biotechnica logos are clearly on the immunoblocker like carts. Box gets closed. You kind of yell over. Do you do anything else, or do you just stay where you're seated?
I'm gonna stand up.
Okay. So when
The
you
case is going to be slid off the table down to the floor.
So that's an actually interesting point of narrative for me, like super interesting point of narrative for me, Soul. And I don't want to tip any hands.
No, go
you
for
don't
it.
want to show, but you're obviously kind of talking to everybody, and you're wanting to kind of make that move discreetly.
I'm happy to roll.
Go ahead and make a stealth roll, not a stealth roll, conceal objects.
Sleight of hand.
And then
Yes.
I'll roll for Cam, and Columbo, go ahead and roll. Redtail, you're obviously standing up and not paying attention, so there's just not going to be a roll there.
What am I rolling?
Perception, sir.
No. Cam sees it.
Yeah, Cam sees all.
Oh,
And Columbo, since the DV is being set by Mortician, and you're rolling opposed, that means you have to exceed. So you will fail there. But Cam kind of sees the situation, and just to kind of quote unquote tip the hand a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
What
Go for it.
Cam sees is you kind of reach out of the coat with a hand that wasn't seen and draw it in. Perfect moves. But yeah, Redtail, Columbo kind of walks up to you. Engage.
Hey, buddy. My associate. It's a fan of yours. I wanted to talk with you.
Well, you wanna like a you want to sign something, or what are you doing?
No, not sign things. I believe you are the lens bearers. You hunt the burnouts, the chrome choked, the glitch eyed, the ones who are skirting with death in their synapses. Yes.
You talking cyber psychos? Like we try to rehabilitate them, yeah.
Psychosis, madness, faith, all the same thing. But yes, that is indeed what I'm inquiring about.
Okay. I mean,
So, just motions. The cloak motions ever so slightly towards you for questioningly.
And
yeah.
I'm assuming, just real quick, as an offer for them to sit across from you.
Absolutely, yes.
And then Redtail, since that looks like it's going to be a filled up side of the booth, do you sit next to Mortician?
He actually says, "Let me grab us some drinks real fast."
Okay, so as you head over that way, you'll basically be kind of walking at about the midway point past Riff and Morgan. My brain did a dumb. Do you want to stop them from kind of advancing to kind of give the trio over there a moment, or do you let them pass you by? It looks like you're pretty smart. It does look like they're heading over to that booth for whatever reason.
He doesn't stop.
Doesn't stop them. Okay, then we'll cut back to
gives Riff a nod as he keeps going.
we'll cut back to them real quick, and then at a certain point, this is for Brent and for Corey. I'm going to say, and then you arrive and can and can hear as you approach what they're talking about. But before then, just assume. Actually, sorry, Brent. You probably can hear them now due to your audio suite. So that's fine, but Corey, not so gifted in the ear holes. So just presume that you don't hear anything that they're saying up until I say you arrive.
Okay.
All right. So I guess with the two individuals sitting opposite him, Mortician will lean ever so slightly across the table, drop his hood back, basically revealing he is full Maelstrom. The multi-optics across his head, bald, various pieces of metal and chrome implanted into his jaw. It's not a pretty sight. But then, no Maelstromer is. But with a slight grin, smirk maybe. So, the hunt for your psychosis individuals. Would you be interested in one who wears a smile, who is more infection than madness?
I mean, we're willing to make sure we help anybody that we can help.
Help. What if this one was beyond help?
Well,
What then?
We ain't too fond on killing, especially not on broadcast. Is this something you want done? We can do off the books. Like, what's going on? I need more.
You need details. I know you do. Very well. I believe our predatory associate is also interested in what I've got to say, so perhaps you should offer your drink requests to him and we can get down to business. How does that sound?
Yeah, I could just drink.
At that
It
moment-
made me so I'm here.
As you're kind of like pausing the conversation, there's like a momentary lull, but Mortician, obviously nothing is going to get past the series of eyes. You would see two individuals that seem to have approached your table. Roll another d10 for reputation to see if you're familiar with Impure Cobra. They're pretty popular amongst Maelstrom, so maybe.
Okay. Hopefully.
No, you do not know who Riff is, and you're not familiar with Impure Cobra. And then, yeah, Morrigan would also not kind of be someone you're familiar with. But the aforementioned described Riff and Morrigan kind of walk up to your table, kind of behind Cam, who kind of like, does a glance over his shoulder. The camera kind of shifts its kind of positioning, so it's kind of facing them. Yeah.
Yeah, Riff pats Cam on the shoulder, then sits down directly next to Mortician.
Oh, there's a red
Without
tail there.
any-
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, wait, no, red tail left to go get drinks. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sits down directly next to him. What are you fellas doing here?
Another congregant to the conversation. I guess, judging by your rather flippant attitude, that you're familiar with. Mortician will motion over the table to Columbo and Cam.
Yeah, we work together a lot.
Well, that makes things so much easier.
Morgan will just whip a chair around and sit in it backwards style.
Yeah. Pull the Riker.
The Riker, yeah.
Which, for those who don't know, you throw your leg over the chair for whatever reason. Just because you can, I guess. But yeah, she would sit.
Because you're a sexy jazz man.
So at this point, for Mortician, you're kind of in the booth, kind of in that back left corner. Straight across from you is a very Italian man who you've seen in combat and are aware that he's got combat prowess.
Mm-hmm.
Same's true for Cam, except for the Italian part. And then Riff, you don't know, but definitely looks like someone who's capable. And then Morrigan has a Nekomata sniper rifle on her back, and she also looks like she's capable. So yeah, the situation started out with a cute fox doctor.
Yep.
Has moved on to hardened killers. Proceed.
It's almost like it was made to be. So, Mortician doesn't seem overly concerned with the amount of individuals, especially with their reputation gathered around him. Most would probably piss themselves in terror, but who knows? Maybe this Ganga's missing part of his brain. With a brief flicker of his eyes, though, I believe you've all been, or at least some of you, had a few issues with the Maelstrom individuals, Spider. And he'll glance over to Foxin as he's returning by the looks of it.
Yeah, so we got some looks on faces in the Zoom, but just to kind of elucidate, Morrigan, probably kind of a eyebrows raised situation.
Yeah,
I believe Zach is running now with his mic on. It definitely sounds.
That's a lot of stairs between my outside and my inside. Damn it! I'm a big guy.
I gotta get there.
I'm here.
Can't confirm there's a bit of
Yeah,
quite a
okay,
few
breathe.
But just to kind of elucidate too, like Morrigan, based on your move there, Corey, on the facial tick, eyes kind of raise up in kind of a curious manner, and then I assume Cam and
sounds like a
Columbo,
job.
based on what they're looking for, are intrigued. And I believe.
So,
Oh, sorry. I was going to
Go
say
on.
the balls.
No, go.
I was going to say the balls in like N54 and the others court. I know Zach just ran upstairs, but if Corey, if Morgan wants to kind of follow in,
Redtail gets back to the table, starts handing out drinks.
cool.
So what's this here? I hear about a cyber psycho.
Any other questions for anyone? I guess first before I dive in.
How much you paying?
I heard something about a red smile. It ain't my boy Smiley, is it?
Smiley, not a name I'm overly familiar with, but
I just I signed his arm one time outside of a bar, outside of this bar actually. Ironically enough, when I came in and played for Nitro, and then the other time I saw him was in another bar with people who had, well, not everybody, but like one dude had a cloak kind of similar to yours, but that was a whole different job, you know, pain in the butt. Met some really cool people though. They had a really cool voice.
That guy from last week.
Yeah.
The bartender. Okay.
Yeah. My
guy cloaked. Tell me more. Maybe your individual and mine are aligned.
I kind of just
Red
went and
skull
saved the
face
girl.
plate.
Yeah. Had a machine, like something that doctors use, as far as I know.
You saved a girl. Is that
Yeah,
what I heard?
she had like a bunch of extra stuff. I don't know. I didn't follow her to the hospital. I went home afterwards, you know.
So it was you. Oh. It's almost like fate. Things putting together. Interesting. Good. So, as for an individual, cyber psychosis, and your mysterious cloaked or black robed individuals, as you can see, I am one of three, is probably the best way of putting it. An individual from the spider, those who are chaotic in nature, wishing only for destruction, chaos, and just the end, the downfall. Those are being somewhat problematic, is probably the best way I could put it. And, with that said, one of these individuals, a gentleman by the name of Baird, is spinning webs far too wide, far too thick, and neglecting on the structural center. Therefore, it all starts to fall apart. Chaos, destruction, and I believe I know where he's going to be this evening. So, for those culture vultures amongst us, if you wish a news story, something that will not only be interesting, but that would make your editors perhaps blush or be terrified, then I think I have something for you. As for you, my carnivorous friend, I do get shot often, and I would very much appreciate not dying. And with that, he's going to look to the other two newcomers. To the rocker who sat beside him. A couple of the eyes flicker in questioning. Mortician, and you.
I'm Riff.
Your guitar riff, or you are a riff, or
I'm Riff.
yes. With that, Mortician will turn back towards the group and just glance around, and try and gauge the response to what's just been dropped.
And I do want to just kind of settle on some things so we have it descriptive-wise. Riff, you were kind of describing the scenario that you engaged with a cult. you describe the individual that you encountered?
I would say mostly, yeah.
Okay. So for you, Soul, the individual that's described by Riff is not Baird.
Yep.
The individual
Okay.
that's described by Riff is an individual known as Revenant, who is the high priest, like the highest of highs for the spider cult.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Okay.
who here was at the Bowling Hill situation? That's just Redtail?
No, I wasn't there. No.
No. Was anybody
Not
at the
the
Bowling
Bowling
Hill situation? Nobody here?
I
Okay.
don't think so.
No worries. I would say that Cam was,
I just had to investigate it after the fact.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to John?
for sure. I would say that Cam, the kind of visual media that you've been able to consume in following up this cult activity would have came from Bowling Hill. It would have came out of Militech, transferred over to N54 for investigation, before presumably putting it to their own investigatory group. But basically what happened is a very potent individual who, if descriptions are kind of had, matches the description that is given of Baird, fought inside of this establishment, a bowling alley. Some people Cryptid was there, Rem was there if you've hung with her, a couple of other just random cyberpunks, and basically fought an entire trauma team out of the AV, and somehow lived and escaped. And so you're kind of looking for him because Spider was brought up several times in that engagement, and from what you understand, the Regina Jones hack, whatever Odette, quote unquote Odette, had on her when they plugged her into the systems, that had Spider all over it. So that's what you're looking for. We all on the same page?
Just to make sure I didn't miss it, we haven't mentioned the Odette virus at the table with
you. You know, John. He basically kind of mumbled an Italian like accent for a bit. Yeah, he did great. He did great at what he does. So yeah, again, whatever you want to drop here is what you're going to drop. But again, to clarify too, what Mortician has put forward on the table. He wants to kill Baird, and he wants to hire you guys to help him do it right now. Is that fair to say, Soul?
It's in black and white. Yeah.
Just making sure that that's spot on. And
pull it out of the language and above the table. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. John's character Columbo did say that like they probably wouldn't want to do it on camera, which again for Cam that's not true.
Everything's on camera for
Right.
Cam.
Yeah.
Like Gino may not want to be seen on camera
murdering a cyber psycho, but yeah.
But Cam might get some good angles and some good shots of us murdering a cyber
Sometimes
psycho.
you do not have to show the ending.
like-
You know, sometimes.
Not everyone's a
everybody's
win.
friend.
You know, and sometimes we're doing a public service
Fair.
to keep the streets safe, right?
Right.
Like,
Absolutely.
Cam's
this
gonna-
is certainly a public service.
Cam will fucking spin this story how Cam fucking needs to spin this story. You know, fuck it. We'll make it fucking work, huh?
So I'd say the ball's in Cam's court as to whether or not he wants to tip his hand, and I'm just going to leave it to you guys there. Just discuss how you want to.
Oh, real quick, I will say,
Yeah.
the end of Rift's description would have been ended with him getting offered the same thing that happened to the person, but he's not decided on this.
Oh, and I want to focus on that a second too. Sorry, to get you kind of raring to go there, Cam, and pulling back. So the individual that was taken and kind of the methodology of the spider, as we discussed, is they're trying to turn someone into this Odette figure, this spider figure, and Charlotte Woolridge, former kind of pop star turned more indie artist, was the woman that the spider quote unquote abducted, although she went willingly, and they modified her with very high value military chrome to kind of make her into a vessel for the song that will create the hard reset. That's what they believe is going to happen. But then after they modified her, they realized that she wasn't capable. So
Right.
she was kind of just discarded by Revenant. That's what Riff would tell, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Got it. Now it's you, Cam.
Do I see Mortician Cyberdeck or
He pulled his hood off.
so can I tell if Mortician is a net runner or not?
I guess that's really up to Soul. So some
We'll make it easy. I will say at this point, as the question, or at least Mortician begins to regale this speech, he will lean forward, elbows on the table, which parts the cloak. You would see two heavily cybered arms and something else just tucked in. You catch a bit of glimpse of metal at the lower portion, sort of lower rib area, but again, dark clothing. It's hard to easily make it out considering you're sat down. So yes, Cyberdeck would be on show.
With that, then, Cam says, "Yeah, Gino and I, we're not fucking doing nothing tonight, right? Like, I mean, we were just going on fact finding. So I think we could fucking do this thing. But here's the fucking deal, all right, buddy? I see you got the.
All ears. Go on.
I see you got that tools. You got some equipments, right? I'm looking for files on a specific operation I think these spiders is fucking doing. How good are you at extracting some information while we blow some heads off, huh?
Well, let us just say that it would be in my, what is the term, wheelhouse. Yes, yes.
And
Whatever
you cool
you
with
need.
you cool with sharing this information with a public media figure like myself here, huh?
Network 54. I could actually do you one better.
Whoops, I believe my audio just died.
55.
you're still there.
It has.
We
No,
can
it's
hear
good.
you.
Okay, sorry about
Oh.
that.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I just the music from Thingy died. So it will lean over.
I believe I could actually do you something better, maybe something more of interest.
And from beneath the cloak, a smaller arm would extend out. That's rather spindly. A couple of hisses from hydraulics as a small claw extends shard towards you. That being data.
A beading.
Does that look like the arm that grabbed the case? Because I know Cam rolled to see the case
Yes.
and grab.
Cam, yeah,
Absolutely.
You're already aware that there are multi-arm, like additional shoulder units on his midriff.
So seeing the BD, the brain dance camera is like, you know what I'm looking for, this fucking guy, huh? I say you go hand it over now, or do we need to do this fucking mission first? Because like I'm not gonna watch it now. I'm assuming we got like maybe time to eat or finish our drinks, and then we're fucking off. But
Of course.
right,
Consider this just advertisement, perhaps, or some form of interest. Yes. But as for further data down the line, then I would be more than happy to assist in whatever endeavors, especially if it's the maybe not those, but the spiders or the lady. Consider me there.
yeah. And also, just so I look, I'm a guy. I put the fucking shit on the table. We're looking for information on this fucking Odette project, huh? You ever heard of this?
This goes to GM. Am I aware of Odette?
Whatever you know at current. Again, what Riff just told you is probably one of the first times you've heard the word, or the name rather, Odette. I would say roll an education roll.
Okay.
You know, it's just
Fine.
a near is David Martinez.
education.
Very high. So something that's been kind of something that kind of comes up in Maelstrom, obviously, especially ones who are kind of dedicated to the old ways, as you are. It's basically when someone who is a cyber psycho, or someone who is very chromed out, does something very epic or insanely crazy when it comes to like murder. Good example is again the BD at the beginning of Edge Runners anime. That BD is probably regarded as like a sacred BD amongst the cults, and also kind of just seen as like hell yeah preem like BD for Maelstrom gangers, because it's a guy who's got the highest of chromed out Borg shit, just burning NCP down like crazy. Odette is a similar subject matter. She was from the time of the Red, so back in the 2040s, late 2040s, and she went to NSX, which would be the spaceport on Morrock. What's happening? What is something's in my ear? Why is that happening?
Yeah, what is that?
Someone's kissing the mic. I'm confused. What's happening?
What was that?
I don't know who it was. I didn't see who chimed in. Anyway,
Is that Zach
it might have been Zach.
with
With
extracurriculars?
Perhaps. So focusing back in, she was an individual who went cyber psycho when she installed way too many arms. She had a total of 8 prostheses, prosthetics, and she was a murder machine. She fought orbital air security guards at the airport back in the 40s when they were allowed to carry bigger gear. And you recall that the kill count was somewhere around 47 that she got before she was zeroed herself. It wouldn't be a very large stretch or jump of imagination with that education role to assume that based on her arm kit and the spider, they might see her as a physical manifestation of their
beliefs.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. Okay. So, with that said then, and the mention of Odette,
Vaguely familiar with a certain incident, circulating relic, scripture. 8 arms. But you said this was current, new?
Yeah, one of them fuckers. I think the fucker you want us to kill is trying to work on this fucking project and make another one of these fucking fuckers.
Oh. Well, it would seem that this congregation here has all of the meeting and manifestation required for what I was asking to do. So the main reason I am currently in the process of seeking Baird is, well, the spiders are starting to be somewhat of a nuisance. They're causing disruption, not just for Maelstrom Core, but for us. And when, as you put it, the boats are rocked, eventually they will sink. And I would rather not have Core, and by extension us, sink when Baird and his bunch of heretical miscreants fuck up.
We definitely don't want things to get worse than they already are.
Oh, and trust me, if we leave things as they are, they will.
Any other interjections?
Yeah, fuck yeah, then let's do this fucking thing, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I assume we're getting paid, so let's go.
What was the pay?
At this point, as long as money's involved, whatever. I don't give a fuck anymore.
So, a quick note.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You.
I have a small amount of capital on me, but I'm sure a fixed friend, let's go with that, friend, I know has the remaining funds for this endeavor.
What I'll say here is just to kind of put a cap here, because there's actually there's a problem of parity. There's a problem of capital that I want to make sure we're aware of. Hatter, if you try to contact him at this moment, is very busy. He's currently in the midst of a shootout in the Badlands.
I was about to interject because you described the guy that hurt John. I'm like, that's the one. Redtail's gonna offer 1,000 for that guy's head.
Okay, so Redtail's willing to put
Whoever
1,000
takes
out.
out.
Again, you know Morrigan's capabilities. She is a very skilled artisan with that sniper rifle. Do you want to pay her so she has her cash on hand?
Yep.
And then N54 is here for the scoop, so they don't really require payment. They're here to get the footage, and they already have the offer of a BD, which will elucidate them to a bit more understanding regarding this. So are you, I want to make sure, Cam and Columbo, are you trying to vie for cash here, or are you good?
Cam's not. Cam's good with fucking disclosure agreements and everybody signing like face use rights.
Yeah. For sure. And if you do not want your face on camera, there are.
I've got alternatives. We can make sure that your head and face isn't recorded, and you get a nondescript fucking image.
So
he's Columbus is annoyingly, but that does not entail that he might actually not be put on live television. So
No publicity is bad publicity.
My guy. High fives from N54 and Rip. My guy.
Don't get any more jobs. I'm here.
And so, Redtail, you're acting as a proprietor in the case of Morgan. No one's paying Riff so far. Riff, do you want payment, or is this more of like a quest to figure out what's going on for you?
I would prefer payment, but
well, we ain't paying you.
Again, one of the producers of Hogwatch is sitting here at the table. Do you want to throw some cash Riff's way, or
no?
You were not the person I was talking to. As a heads up.
Gino interjects and says no.
Don't pay him. We don't fucking need that.
It's an instant, not even a baby. No.
We don't need that.
No.
I don't know this guy. What the fuck? That cuts into my revenue.
You don't know Riff?
All right.
Has Gino been with Riff?
Has he not? Am I crazy?
I don't think I've worked with Gino.
I don't remember. I know.
No, it was the mission I did without Gino that I did with Riff.
No, not true.
I don't
No, not true. You guys have worked together, and here's how I recall. When you guys were up on the north side, and you were doing the job for Harvest, that was fucking with the Maelstrom up in that bar. Huh?
Never mind. Nope, keep going.
Yeah, you were fucking with a bar up on the north side for the Nadruckers. And basically dealing with the Maelstrom. Yeah, you worked up there before.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It was that whole boat situation, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give him a bit. Nothing crazy. But...
What does this bar fucking pay you for a night, huh?
I don't know. I don't keep track of that.
Perfect. Here's 300.
I'll take the 300.
Sorry.
Yeah, it transfers over if you like accept it in your account.
And then allow me to place one more offer on the table for those gathered at this congregation. The Veil will owe you a favor.
Fuck's the Veil?
I take those.
You know, it sounds mysterious. I love it.
You fucking idiot.
John, I don't know if it's only on my end, but Twitch is loading.
Yeah, I got a notice from Elizabeth as well. Looks like we're having some bitrate issues. I'm trying to kill as much background noise as I can.
It's looking okay for me right now.
Looking okay for you? Okay, cool.
Nope, there it is.
Nope, we're good now.
We're good now?
Mine.
Just tell people to refresh.
Yeah, just refresh, folks. Or fucks. I don't know, whichever.
Nope, it's bad.
We'll see.
It's bad.
Is it bad?
That refreshes.
No, it's not.
It's bad.
Is it bad? Okay, hold on. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Is
Nope, there it goes.
Okay, listen.
Nope, it's bad. Nope, it's bad.
Listen. Okay, hold on a second. I am going to.
Oh, good.
Looks good on your side.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it goes.
No,
It
Take
gives
all the
me,
time
like,
you
2
need.
seconds whenever I refresh and then
Yeah.
dies.
Oh, it's bad.
God damn. I don't want you talking anymore, John. Stop putting F's in the chat.
Oh, it's bad.
I'm gonna try and do something here. Hold on.
The joys of Twitch.
Indeed.
Right.
Maybe that'll do it. Kill that as well. Sometimes Chrome likes to mess with me. Right now it has no map, and we are streaming pretty baseline. I'm not looking at a map either because it's currently down for me. And I'm looking at my Ethernet, and it is spiking.
What, you don't have a streamer PC? What are you doing?
I have a PC.
You're downloading porn in the background.
I'm not downloading porn in the background. Who downloads porn anymore? What the fuck? Do you live in the 90s?
You don't have a second PC for your stream?
I have a second PC. It just doesn't work because I don't have a processor for it. Stop judging me. God damn, why is it always when I have somebody cool? Yeah, if you want to send me a free processor, I'm not going to say no to freak here.
I literally have one right here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, hold on a second here, though. Boom, boom.
Can you read? But you have to read out your address on Twitch
stream.
right
Okay,
now.
well, since it's
Alright,
buffering
yeah.
and no one's going to be able to hear it, it's
Quickly. Oh no, I think we're up. But just for our benefit, credit card number,
Yeah,
social
social
security.
Social
You know, if you just want to reel them off as well, just
for
to be
sure.
safe.
So it's going to be the social is FUC dash KYOU. And then I believe the credit card number is
Mine's
you bastard.
69, 69, 69.
Yeah, 69696943. 420 blaze it. I believe that is the one.
I believe we're good.
Okay,
It seems to have stabilized.
it seems to have stabilized
It's so
on my end
crazy.
too.
It's so crazy how so many of us have similar socials.
That's weird. It's wild. It's
I'd
crazy.
say that. Even internationally,
Yeah.
madness.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I never even thought about the fact, like, this is a question that just popped in my head. I'm like, they have social security numbers in the UK?
No.
I was like,
No.
I was like, no, I don't think they do. I think that's something we're stupid about. Amongst other things. But yeah, I think we're back
Right.
online here. So, back to it. The goal has been set. Is Network 54 paying Riff? No or yes?
Yeah, we both work with them at this point.
Are you gonna like very quickly take it back like you were doing with like my stream like access? Like
No, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna retcon it. We're gonna rewind.
okay, it's rewind time. Okay, love it. So how much are we paying? And again, this would be out of your pocket, Cam.
Yeah, it's up to Cam.
Dak, if you're talking, you're muted.
Sorry, I said 300 for the night. If Riff is cool with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
300 publicity and the veiled guy gave me a favor. So.
Yeah.
And you
Oh,
know I
good
make
go.
you look good.
Damn,
I remember the video.
Hey, we could have got him with exposure.
we could have paid him with exposure. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like your tater sauce on
We live in a dystopian future.
Right?
Dystopian now.
Oh.
I'll
Okay.
give you an affiliate link.
Maybe we've got some sponsorship deals for you in the
Yeah,
future.
if you sign up for an N54 subscription with fucking /riff, you get 10% off your first 3 months.
Jesus Christ.
You'll throw up.
But you have to sign a contract that says, like, if you die at one of our parks, we can, Stop you from falling on my suit.
Also, Hogwatch,
Go ahead, sorry.
Hogwatch patch, Hogwatch hat. Get it all out there.
You gotta get the merch.
Shit.
There you go.
and a waifu cup.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Yeah. Who would be the wife? Regina? Like,
Probably.
I don't know. Okay, so to the point. Where you would know Barrett is located is a small place on. Bear with me here.
Mhm.
A small place on the southwest side of the north side, called the Chapel Bar. That's where he'll be for the night.
Hey, I know where that is.
All right.
To the porta potty.
Correct. That is an accurate assessment.
To the porta potty.
Oh,
To the porta potty. So
one last thing before we depart. A request, perhaps, for those gathered. I have a penchant for offering gifts from the veil. Though, he is going to quickly attempt to breach everyone's Neuralink and send a message.
So you're jacking in kind of individually using your interface
Yes.
actions, and so everyone would
Yes.
see that. And again, I'm assuming you're not trying to hide it.
Nope,
so
not hiding it.
You'd basically see like the Netrunner bar appear, like a Netrunner is entered into your system. If you have Self Ice, it basically has a request that says drop it, and you would see that the symbol next to it is. I'm assuming your symbol is the Veil symbol. Is that right?
Absolutely.
It is
if you wish to describe the veil symbol, go ahead.
If you want to, you can as well. It's easy for you to do it because all you have to do is like lean to the side, I think.
That.
There you go.
The cube. The cube is the veil.
Cube.
So, does anybody with self-ice present allow it to be breached, or do you maintain your resistances?
Oh yeah, Cam hears about a gift. He goes, "Please be drugs, please be drugs, please be drugs." And then the bar pops up on his Chiron. And he's like, "All right," lets him in.
Rick would allow, but hearing Cam say that, Rick would throw him the last bit of his
Synth coke.
synth coke to him.
Fuck yeah!
Just a quick shooter of synth coke. And then when accessed, basically Mortician is using rules for quick hacks from our stuff and has a couple of quick hacks loaded into his cyber deck that allow him to. Again, quick hacks are kind of like spells, and so these ones allow him to modify people instead of detriment people.
You would just see like the file name of one of them would be something along the lines of blessing.veil litany _uplink.cache or something crazy like that. But it's you would see this alert.
Maybe not the appropriate time, but should it be required, if you see this little request, please don't boot me out. I would hate to have to force my way in.
Now it's a bit Jehovah Witnessy. Sorry. Teddy, no, witnesses that are watching.
Let us in.
Too perfect. Okay, so with that said, we have transportation options, and I'm just getting set on for pacing. I'm moving back to the big map. It's probably like mid-afternoon at this point, or later afternoon, kind of getting close to evening time. You are starting off on this side of the world, and you are heading to this side of the world. Not a super far travel, but obviously Riff and Mamba arrived here through public transportation. You're going to let her know that you're going to dip for a bit. Say there's money on the table and some exposure, she's not gonna sweat it. And then conversation really wasn't going anywhere with Morrigan and Cherry. Like, she was kind of in her own depression state, so probably not even terribly necessary to tell her you're leaving. But there's a big ass N54 van outside, and it could fit probably 4 people. And I know Morrigan doesn't need a ride because she has one.
Get the best ride.
But are there any people who have alternative transportation methods, or is it literally everybody but Morrigan loaded in the back of the van? And
Yes.
Probably everybody but Morgan loaded in the back of the van.
Sounds good. Okay, then we'll roll that way. It's a bright blue and pink N54 van, big old style N54 logo on the side. Looks like it has some bullet holes still from here or to there. It also looks as though I don't even know what a hype chest is. This is awesome. I'm sorry, I looked over at the Twitch chat and things are happening. Focusing
just for that, John.
What? Okay, so hold on. Cool. Appreciate it.
Rayvon does this. He's a sly individual, the old Dapper Dan.
The transportation, the back, sorry, of the van. Trying to keep focus. I don't. But in the back of the van, there's a bunch of like shooting equipment. By shooting, I mean like cameras, tripods, lights, all that kind of stuff. I believe the last time we used this in game was when you had the sit-down interview with Mickey underneath the overpass. Yeah, it's there if needed. The Kusanagi bike is definitely a lot faster than the other vehicles, but since you don't know where you're going, you're probably tailing behind. Is that fair to say, Morgan?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then the crew will make it there pretty easily. Now, Redtail, Riff, you've been here before. Redtail, you were also here. The bar in question, let me kill the music here because the change will happen when we get into it. But the bar in question here is known as the Chapel Bar. It's seen as kind of a neutral ground for Maelstrom. However, that's changed in recent months. It's become more of like a spider haunt than anything else. The entrance to the location is, as discussed, quite interesting. So this is what it looks like on its exterior. There is no front door. It looks like there's a front door, but that front door has been welded shut and has like wooden planks over the front of it. It does look like it might be like breakable, but everyone who knows would know that you go around to the back, and around the back there is a nondescript, just very kind of strangely placed porta-john against the wall, and by secret methodology, which is known because of finagling last time, the porta-john actually serves as like a kind of pathway into the building itself. When you arrive, there are a couple of Maelstrom cars outside. Redtail and Riff, you both would recognize these as the same cars that were here before. So your presumption is that the Maelstrom folks who died in there with your last engagement, that's their vehicles, and they just haven't moved them. Do you barge right in, or are you going about it? Are you wanting to do anything on the exterior or anything like on the lead up, or is it just kind of kick the door in and kind of go on in?
I'm gonna let
shock
the
and awe
others.
kind of guy, but like, I can go quiet if you want to go quiet.
There is no need for silence. No, that is what the veil provides. And these are as far from the veil as one could get. Granted, there may be a few other individuals in there who may listen to reason, but I personally don't care. The scum and the heresies that these individuals push through on their web of lies, well, these threads need to be severed. So, shock and awe, by all means, be my guest.
Yeah. Bulletproof shield pops out. Fucking heavy pistol comes out. And he's like, you ready, fucking Gino?
Then Gino pops out a fucking like a grenade out of his arm.
The
Ready's
launcher.
his fucking assault rifle.
Can I see anything through the quote unquote engines?
Yeah, if
With
you
the
kind of
Nekomata?
scope it out with the Nekomata, what you'll see is that there are 3 individuals on the core floor. And then what you would notice is that there appears to be a very strange kind of distortion on the basement level. It's almost like they're in the tech inside of the tech scope. There's this grid of person that's just kind of around the basement level. Let me explain that a little bit more thoroughly, because that
Basement's alive.
that didn't make a lot of sense. Let me explain it a little bit more in deep. When you look in the tech scope, you're not actually seeing people. You're seeing kind of the echo or outline of a person that's kind of generated through the scope's way of processing. It's like a magnetic like detector, effectively. And it also kind of works off of net architectures to kind of scan and detect where individuals are located. So there are 3 individuals inside of a nondescript space. You don't really get an outline of what it looks like on the other side. That red kind of aura of a person is what is effectively kind of blocking off the sight into the basement. There's this strange buffer field that seems to be kind of in perfect square sheets in a cube around the basement level.
Okay. So we got 3 on main deck and then interference on the bottom.
Yep.
Okay. Pass that along to
One of them
the
looks
break-in.
One of them looks bigger, and then the other 2 look identical.
Cool. I'll let the ones going shock and all know exactly where they're at.
I will say too, if you kind of mount up on the hood of one of the Maelstrom cars, Morgan, you could pump shots through onto the first floor if you don't want to breach with the crew. If the people who are in there, the 3, are hostile.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Okay.
Until we move into the bottom.
Yeah, because the tech gun, once charged, will be able to shoot through walls. And then it sounded like Cam was doing point. I want to just make sure that we clarify that. Redtail, I believe you were the one who sorted out the puzzle of the shitter.
Open it,
yeah. Okay. If you want to be the one who opens the door.
Okay, here you gotta jiggle this and then pull this and then.
Yeah. I don't even remember how I described it. It was a thorough process, but it effective. And then if Cam is point, who's moving in after Cam?
Well, Cam was offering point to Gino.
Oh, Gino got point. Okay.
That was the intention, unless Gino doesn't want point.
And for those who aren't in the know, Gino, Columbo, these are synonyms. Columbo's just the name that they're going by now that they're a solo.
Columbo.
Point's front, right?
Point would be the front, yeah, Vanguard.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. Yeah, do it.
YOLO. And then Cam right behind, Mortician right behind that, Redtail in the back, and then Riff right behind Mortician. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
Okay. Boom, the door slams open. You pop in. I'm moving you to a map slowly because I am sometimes a failure at life and at Roll20. Moving you onto that map.
At that then, as the door cracks, am I able to dispense a gift to an individual before?
Yes, absolutely. If you want to load
Excellent.
a hack up, who's your target?
Yeah. It's going to be Gino Columbo up front. Columbo, you would see on your heads-up display, blessing.sanctifiedballistics_temp.sys, and all of a sudden the targeting systems that you use in your Neuralink seem to glow a little brighter, be a bit snappier, and you get +1 to your ranged skill for the next 10 rounds.
Almost like, we just got a new co-star. We just got do you want to be on TV all the time? Like all the fucking time.
I will.
Oh, that's awesome.
Enhancement.
Perfection.
So that's enhancement up.
What a cool character.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, really.
So when you pop in, what you're going to see, Columbo, when again, everybody kind of highlights, you're kind of like keying to everybody as you're moving in. You'd see 2 Maelstrom gangers who are missing their jaws. And they look identical, except one has like a shock of like red hair kind of out. It's like a mohawk, but it's not like done up. It's kind of like hanging off to the side loosely. And then behind the bar is a big motherfucker. Like, I want to say he's like Jackie Wells size, which is a good way of putting it. And his face is kind of chromed out in a way that it looks like it's like a kind of chromed out smiley face. Bright red smile and eyes. And Riff, as you're kind of coming through and Columbo's gun's up, these guys are kind of like raising their hands, kind of confused. And Riff, you would recognize Smiley the bartender.
I'd be like, oh, Smiley, what's up, man?
What the fuck are you doing
meet
back
here
here?
again.
You killed everybody last time you were here.
I know, it's crazy. Hey, you might want to leave if you're not involved, bud.
The twins kind of look at each other and shake their head, and they're like, we're never coming back here again. The last time they were here, I don't remember who it was, but they were like, I'm going to chase them out and murder them.
We gotta stop being like this.
And I'm like, they're just trying to run. But those 3 will leave. And then Smiley kind of look at Riff and then look at Mortician. And there's no real, like, Smiley doesn't really put on, like, facial gestures. So there aren't tics, right? Because it's literally just a mask of metal. But he would say, oh, are you rolling with them now?
Hey, job's a job.
Fair enough. And then he'll look at Mortician and say, in an almost kind of robotic way, he would say, the ones who seek the hard reset are below. There are 3 of them. And then he'd kind of shake his head and kind of walk out. And you would recognize Smiley and the twins. They're not cultists. They are core.
Yeah.
They'll leave.
Blessings of the veil upon you. I wish you a pleasant evening.
The twins specifically, you see them cover their ears as you say that, and are like, ah, no thanks. Absolutely not. There's still fresh blood and also cooling fluid that's kind of like staining the ground, because that literally happened like 2 or 3 days ago, if that. Yeah, especially over in that corner. You would see that the staircase down is the only real means of exit here. Your move.
Yeah, through Hollow, I'd tell Morgan we're going downstairs. That they have time to catch up.
I'll see the 3 walk out and be like, oh well, I mean, all right.
As you make your way across the room, there's definitely kind of like a wooden clunking. Morgan, you kind of step into the space as they make it to about the halfway point, and you would see Riff, the first priest. The priest that killed the lackey, the priest that was down there and like wasn't the leader, come up out of the stairs and kind of look over to you. And it's kind of like this, it's almost like a Western like moment. It kind of just up, you kind of hear a bit of steps, and then a man appears, black cloak, black cloaked figure kind of standing there in the hallway, or in the portal way. And you all kind of in the middle of the room. It doesn't look like he's like, diving for any weapons. And it's really up to you how you want to play it.
Is this who I think it is?
This is not Baird. This is a different priest. Hold on a second here. Handouts are doing goofy stuff. No, I don't want to.
You would all.
Go ahead.
You would all see Mortician's cloak open as the 2 gorilla arms, his standard arms, and the 2 smaller wolvers splay out. And at that, you would just hear him say, "Oh, sorry, go on, if someone has something first."
Oh no, you're good.
No? Yeah.
Adherent of the spider. A pleasant eve to you, but apologies, judgment has been hued. The veil bears witness, and your congregation, your session is now over.
Cutting you off like mid preaching, and I do want to make sure it's clear.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
I don't have a voice modulator, which again, dope. I do want to commend you because you were definitely paying attention. The voice definitely sounds like there are two voices speaking, with one being more metallic or robotic, while the other one is like speaking as well. And this person speaks just like that. I'm just not that cool. He says, "Fuck you," interrupting the preaching, and it looks like he is pulling a weapon and also getting ready to dart like a little bitch. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Remember to click your token.
Remember to select your token and then click the initiative at the top of your character sheet. And obviously my hand gestures and motions will be a little bit blocked at current due to specific baby cat shenanigans.
Would I be able to activate my Sandeviston?
Yeah, you can activate you have the Dynalar?
Yep.
Yeah, you can activate it as a part of rolling initiative.
Perfect.
And combat music.
Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to take a very quick 20-second BRB.
If you folks want to take a second,
refill.
like bio breaks or whatever, real quick, go ahead and handle your business. This is the fight's going to be the rest of the night. Just as a heads up.
Fuck yeah!
We're
I'm gonna grab another drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
We're not expecting to break initiative anytime, right?
No, initiative is going to remain for the remainder of the evening. Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
This
I
is
was
all.
trying to figure out if I need to figure out if I can choose a target for my bullshit, even though I can't see him yet.
Oh no, you can see him.
Not this one, but the one we're after.
Oh no, you can only select people who are
Yeah.
in the midst of combat. So if people join combat, they're not selectable for that specific.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Alrighty. Well, I guess he's the only one.
And I said something about combat music. Gup. Gup. Gup.
Wake up, samurai.
Everybody's rolled though, right?
Yes. I think.
Okay.
Apologies. I have returned.
No worries, no worries. Everybody else, I think Zach's getting a beverage real quick, but everybody's on the initiative count. Riff, you're first on the docket and you're here. I can definitely rehash anything that you're doing. Two parties who are not currently present, if you want to go ahead and throw your first bit. Like I said, it looks like he's drawing a weapon, and it looks like he is going for the door.
I don't want to be. He beat me with the 17.
I have 23. I get a +3 from my Sandeviston and a +3 from Gunslinger.
Riff beat you, yeah.
Oh, he does, yeah. I have a +3 from my St. Evanston.
Oh, did you activate it on the initiation?
I didn't know I had to.
You can. Is it are you using a basic Sandy or do you have a Dynalar?
Good question.
I think you just have the basic Sandy.
Then he goes first.
Yeah, you'll have 22 though on the initiative, but the order will still remain the same.
I didn't know I had to activate it.
Yeah, no.
But sorry. I was just making sure. Because I rolled a bit higher.
Yeah, and it'll last for 1 minute, so if this goes more than 20 rounds, your initiative will drop by 3, which again will change nothing.
So I will not use it. And I'll just stick with my 17.
You got it.
Or 19.
Yeah, I'm gonna
One
run over
last.
here.
one last quick point of clarity.
Yes.
How long do you want the enhancement to continue for Columbo? Do you want to be 10 rounds from now, or do you want to reduce it a bit due to me?
Again, I would say that, like, once you were kind of giving the speech, that was probably the moment that the upload, like, truly started.
Finished.
So we'll say
Sure.
that
Excellent.
it'll be 10 rounds from round 1 will be this round.
Cool, thank you.
Riff, you
Yeah,
rush
how much
forward.
is this guy?
And again, for everyone kind of looking at him, he's moving a bit faster than, you've seen him move. He's not going full Sandy right now, because I don't think you're doubling up on actions, right?
No, I'm just gonna try to shoot him in the head.
Okay. Alright, and then as we saw before, these guys are a bit faster on the upkeep. He's actually going to successfully evade that. So the shot goes towards his head. You have a -8 to the roll as well, +3 because of Rio, but yeah. It'll miss. It'll hit the wall behind him. A smashing hit as the high caliber of the Overture kind of pounds into the stone wall. But you see him kind of like very quickly kind of jaunt to the side in an almost robotic way. Riff, that's it. And Columbo, for you, that would like kind of alert you to because of your already pre-described cyber psycho hunter mentality. This individual has a reflex coprocessor. It is not raw reflex that's allowing him to move like that.
Okay.
So he's probably not super
Is that
good
door
hand to hand.
Is that door closed right now?
It's not
Is
a
that
door.
open?
It's just a portal way. It's just like a hallway down.
Oh, okay. So it's not like anything open or
Yeah,
closed.
it's just like a staircase with a big ass like archway.
So he will square up, and he will do a
Hold on, I think I got the wrong. Okay, sorry, this is the wrong token. There we go. Pro tip:
yeah, I was gonna say.
style points for wearing cool sunglasses. Very hard to see. Wearing sunglasses indoors.
Your perspective.
So I
That's why
understand.
we thought it was Baird at first. I was like,
Well, yeah,
"That's Baird."
I had to reflect back, and I was like, "Why did they ask that?" And then I looked at the token, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm a dum dum."
He lifts up his left hand
Okay.
and does.
Jesus Christ. Targeting him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Love that. You're firing a rocket with this, so the projectile rocket systems rockets are not like full on like dedicated rockets. That will hit. He does not evade, obviously. And then 15, his armor is 11, which for the rocket, let me double check, is halved because rocket ammunition is considered armor pierce. No, nope. It just ablates more. It just ablates more. So it's going to be 4 damage from the rocket, and his armor will drop down by 2. It's a direct hit. It kind of slams against him. You see him kind of raise his arms up, and there's like a burst of explosion. It's not like a huge rocket explosion. It's more like a mini rocket pop. And then, like, as the kind of smoke and flame kind of purges away, you can see that his arms have like breaks in them. That was the real outlier for that damage.
All right.
And then that was your move and shoot, right?
Yeah, I'm ducked on the table here.
You see him kind of raise his pistol out, and as he does so, he's moving towards the doorway. He's going to take one shot, a parting shot, against Riff. Because of your positioning behind the table, he's going to go for the head so he doesn't have to deal with the cover. And hold on a second here. Where is my cool. The pistol in question is a massive revolver, a very big ass fucking pistol. You have reflexes enough to be able to try and dodge, so go ahead and make a evasion roll if you'd like. Okay, so that will, doing math, fuck, just barely allow you to dodge the bullet. I'm gonna say that it's such a clean shot that it actually like takes quite a bit of your hair with it, like off the side. The pistol in question, for people who are a little bit more old school vibey, is a Magnum Opus Hellbringer, which is like a 454 Casull big ass fucking handgun. So that shot, if it had hit, it would have. I'm pretty sure I could have just killed Riff right there. But he'll move down the stairs and take his way down to the basement. The second he clears into the stairwell, Morgan, your like tech scan or tech scope, you can see him, but then he kind of like seems to be like falling into the weird box that I mentioned. Like it's almost as if he's sinking into like a digital space.
Huh. Okay.
All right, that's him. Mortician, you're up, and what you will notice as that's happening, as you're kind of like paying attention to Virtue, is you also see the big box that's kind of below you, but you'd also hear like a bunch of whispers, which you would recognize as the whispers of the spider. Basically, the three that were kind of mentioned by Smiley, you're pretty sure that they're kind of translating all information at the same time amongst themselves.
Unworthy, unsaint. Shall we go and ride them?
He's going to continue forward. And with the actions, he's going to look at Riff since... actually, sorry, no, we're going to go with Cam. Net action to jack in.
Not necessary.
Cam, then...
You'd already mentioned that you jacked into them before. That can be maintained indefinitely.
If they're happy with it. Yep, if they're happy with it, in that case, I'm going to spend the 2 net actions to do enhancement on Cam. Same thing again, it's going to be enhanced ballistics or sanctified ballistics for a +1 to range tests for Cam.
Love that.
Hey. We should keep Sky around.
I fucking love him.
Last net action at the minute, I can't see anything.
Hold on, sorry, go ahead. So...
No, go for it.
No, I was saying let's get him in pink. But
yeah, the remainder of his action would just be to... You would see him freeze up for a moment. His head glances, jerks, glitches as he looks down to the ground.
They have quite the interesting setup below.
Cam, you're up.
Cool.
I agree.
Cam is going to move up to here and run as the action and kind of pause by the door entrance.
Okay. When you look down, it's like a spiral staircase that descends down. It looks like it veers to the right. So basically it kind of goes in a northbound direction. And when you get there, you do hear voices. I had mentioned that it kind of sounds like a person talking over like a robot, and they're kind of both talking at the same time. But the voices that you're hearing are all mechanical, and they don't seem to be speaking words. It's more just weird sounds. It kind of sounds like a dishwasher fucking a modem, is the best way I can kind of describe what you're hearing.
Very descriptive.
I thought that would kind of you'd get what I'm saying. Like I thought
100%.
Morgan, you are up.
So you said it was like a hallway. It's not. It's just stairs immediately down.
Yeah, correct.
All right, I guess we're just moving in then.
Got it.
We'll take full dash, whatever.
Okay. Since this is probably going to end up in close quarters, do you want to like shoulder the Nekomata and draw something else, or do you want to keep the sniper rifle up?
Yeah, we'll
blades or.
I'll have the knife in my hand, but blades out. Yeah.
Okay. So if memory serves, those are mantis blades, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, kind of pulls the sleeves up and then drops the mantis blades as the Nekomata takes to the shoulder, and then go ahead and move your run speed if you'd like. Okay, Morgan done. Redtail up. You've been downstairs before. You are pretty sure that the fight's going to probably take place in that chapel space that you were in before. And obviously, Soul knows what the map looks like down there. But you you would know that they're probably down there in the chapel waiting and lying in ambush for you. Doesn't fucking matter. Fox is bolted in.
Fox is gonna. Red Tail's running to the wall, and y'all see him pull out a bunch of like EMP grenades out of his bag.
Just like in his hands, in his mitts. He's just kind of. Hell yeah.
Mortician
like
recoils.
fucking
He recoils,
brick
slaps
from
out.
Anchorman.
Oh yeah, Mortician's like, chill, motherfucker. Mortician's like, chill, motherfuckers. Jesus.
Down the stairs! Down the stairs!
Veil us, Christ, dude. Chill. Riff, you are on deck.
Okay. Seeing that he has EMP grenades, and my eyes definitely won't like those.
Not again.
I'm going to use. I'm trying to find the name of the perk here.
Combat music was switched off for purpose. There's a very interesting delay here.
Okay. It's the. Okay, so I'm going to look to Red Tail and take my action, telling him throw those motherfuckers down there. So he takes his full turn after my turn.
Okay.
And then that's all I'm doing.
All right, Columbo, you are up.
My turn now.
It'd be Red Tail now.
Can I?
Oh, my turn.
Wait,
My turn now.
where's Red Tail? Red Tail's.
I have my charismatic leadership perk.
Oh, you're giving. Oh,
yeah,
got it.
he's taking his
He's
full
making
turn
me
after my
act.
turn.
All right,
Just
I'm
this
going
time.
to the top of the stairs. I'm throwing an EMP grenade down there.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics roll. Because you're trying to curve it around the corner, obviously.
Never mind. I was just gonna stay at the top of the stairs. Just throw it.
Yeah, again, I mean, if you just kind of drop it, like, if you drop it with not enough force, it's going to detonate on the stairs. If you drop it with too much force, it's going to fly past them. So an athletics check to get it right. Okay. And then EMP. I'm thinking that's catching Bishop. Hold on here. Yeah, that's definitely catching Bishop. It doesn't look like it's going to catch any of the others, though. DV 15, cyber tech check. Failure. I'm going to elect 2 pieces of cyberware based on what I presume would be hit first. That is going to drop out a leg, and that is going to drop out the neuroport. Both will be inoperable for 1 minute. So he's considered to have no communication through his neuroport, and everything in his neuroport, like self-ice, is currently offline. And then he's considered to have the dismembered leg critical.
That's
injury.
very convenient.
Yeah, so he's not going to be able to.
I saw that fucking face, Soul.
Oh no, your veil's broken. Okay, so unfortunately, this surprise move, Columbo, you're on deck. Actually, sorry, never mind. It's not me yet. What are we doing, Columbo? John, you're muted if you're talking.
I sure am. At least move up this far.
Okay.
How sturdy is the floor?
Great question. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a free perception roll.
Okay.
Something nobody else was paying attention to. I love it. It's sturdy. It feels pretty good. It's definitely wood. With that 11, you do notice that it is made out of wood. But it's not like wood. It's like chipboard merged with plastic. So it's like definitely
like plyboard.
Yeah, plyboard, chipboard, same diff. Basically, it's glue, bits of plastic, and bits of like cellulose that have been kind of like grafted together and then polished on the exterior. But the thing that you're missing is that there is a gap between the floor and whatever's below. In California, it's kind of known as like a crawl space. They don't really have basements in California too often, but this place does. And as you kind of think about that and are kind of focused, you're caught completely unawares and off guard as the floor behind Mortician explodes upwards. Because hell yeah. Hold on.
Was that my turn?
Oh, yeah, the perception check. Or if you wanted to ready something, you could have, I guess.
Oh, well, you said that was a free perception.
I did say that. That's why I'm saying you can have your action.
I guess he would ready a gorilla arm.
Okay.
Like a right hook.
Well, again, you wouldn't know anything's going to be like in melee, so.
Well, he was going to punch. He was going to punch the ground.
Oh. Okay, then punch the ground.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll do that.
You don't have to wait for that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
Make a hole.
Make an attack.
I'm looking for gorilla. There it is.
All right. Holy shit. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this hole over here instead. And we'll go ahead and change that layer to the map layer. You break a hole in the ground. It looks like you can now see down into the space below. And I'm going to put your token on a point on the map that is effectively where you would be below. So you're kind of like... it's like a here's Johnny situation, you know. You're kind of like boom, floor's done, and you kind of like peek in, and as you're looking there, you see one of the cloaked figures leap straight up into the air. And I'll just go ahead and copy this hole in the ground. It's gonna be kind of lame, looking the exact same, you know, stealing my idea. But this fucking asshole burst up out of the floor, and then very quickly and deftly slams his hand against Mortician. Evasion is under fighting. He's going to try and grab you by the throat.
No.
Hell yeah! So he's going straight for your throat, and it gets to here, and all four of your arms kind of come up and grab, and then push back, and he kind of like angrily like steps back and aside, and as that's happening. Because I have a target now on the bottom floor, even though you probably are in cover. Visual is all I need on you. Do you have any self-ice on you, Columbo?
No.
Okay. So you would see another, like, kind of, it almost like presses Mortician's, like, logo down. You'd see another symbol appear above that, and there's a spider next to it. And I will be installing a quick hack upon thee. And that quick hack in question is...
Another runner. Oh, they're in for a bad time.
Wait. How do you see me? How do you see me from that angle?
Well, you can see them, so... Yeah, I'm assuming you were trying to get information as to what was below you, right?
No, I was going to... In my next turn, I was going to shoot a grenade down there.
Oh, okay. Well, again, you kind of breach the floor. Your fist went through.
Yeah.
It's like 3-second rounds. Again, it's not going to be terrible.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, I know. You're just trying to get as much defense as you can. I mean, it's the player mentality. I totally get it. I'm going to go ahead and hit you with a synapse burnout. Actually, I'm just going to go straight hot on you. So you will take a total of 18 damage direct. It bypasses armor. It does not ablate it. You feel every single bit of your chrome inside of you just turn hot, and just everything kind of pulses, and there's that Johnny Silverhand static that happens for a second. And my third wise man will look at his leg and hate himself because he can't move it because EMP is a horrible. Okay, Mortician, looks like you and Baird are evenly matched, and I am not playing combat music for some reason.
So you reveal yourself at last, little spider. Unfortunate.
First in action. I'm going to breach or jack into to bed.
Okay. So jack in is action number 1. You have a total of 3 net
Indeed.
actions, right?
I do.
Okay.
Correct.
So he has 3 blocks of self ice. So that's going to require 3 net actions to get into his his innies.
Yeah.
Breach requires DV10 interface. So go ahead and roll interface twice since you have 2 more net actions. First one will breach.
Okay.
First self ice, discard. Second self ice
Second
doesn't. But
doesn't.
well, you just have the 2 because jack in is the first
Okay.
action and then 2. But real quick with that 8, we have a rule in game called chipping in, which says other people can throw luck your way if they want to. You can also, because we have a rocker boy, spend luck after a roll is made instead of before. Rule of cool. So again, making rockers a bit more important. Does anybody want to throw any in, or do you want to spend some of your own? You can spend as much as you want. Everyone else can only spend 1 to help.
You can take one of mine.
1 from me. We're at a 9. We need 2 more.
I will.
I'll give him
in
one.
that
I'll
case,
give him one too.
Sure.
Okay, 1 from Red Tail.
Thank you.
We need 1 more from you.
I will spend the last one. So if you want to delete that 7, sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. It'll sit there as a reminder of your failures. But that'll be 2 of his self ices that you just discard, and the third one's still there. And again, piercing the veil for you, I mean, again, it's your whole religion. So you kind of are looking at him with your eyes and kind of seeing through him. And this is the first time that anyone has seen this cyber psycho beast of a thing actually look worried. Cam. Oh, go ahead.
He's not going to move though. No, I'm about to say Mortician's not going to move.
Yeah,
You
I'm
will just
assuming
see
you are
the-
flexing up to him. It's like face to face, like crazy shit. Cam, you are up. Again, staircase still obviously present, and new targets, hole in the ground, all of the things.
Yeah.
Here's a question: Would Columbo have said anything when he started getting hacked?
Oh, I'm assuming he said something after.
Like he's screaming.
Yeah, definitely after. You'd be like, what the fuck? Wow.
And another thing too, Soul, you would note, again, because you're jacked into everybody, there's all of these kind of screens inside of your Chiron, and then you kind of add in Baird's, kind of focusing that one as your first one. But as that's happening, you would see off to the side, Columbo's is kind of it seems that there's another net runner inside of that net architecture.
We don't have time to alert everyone of this.
Yeah, again, you can just drop it on the holo.
Okay. You just hear runner below deck, gentlemen and ladies, if you'd be so kind.
Cam, it looks
Just a regular body shot.
Circling and taking a shot at the chest. He is still active, so he's going to go ahead and attempt to dodge. He will fail this one. 16, he's got 16, he's got 13 armor. He'll take 3 damage and armor piercing, so he'll ablate 2. Okay.
Oh, it's rate of fire 2.
Take your second shot.
Another 21.
Attempt to dodge.
Is that counting my... It's not counting my perfect framing perk, I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
You've also got the enhancement of +1.
Yeah, again, the hit is happening. Because I rolled shitty again. Unfortunately, on this one, you are actually getting a critical injury here. So I need you to roll 2d6 for me.
2 and a 3.
Total of 5.
Yep.
Okay, very common when we see it. You're going to break his ribs. Which is a critical injury he's actually immune to. Epic. Love that. He's got the...
Fucking classic.
He's got the... I'll show you the cyberware here in a second. But he does still take the critical damage, so the plus that's already added. And is the metal...
Another armor piercing shot, too.
Oh, it's just a regular, very heavy... It's a very heavy with a rate of fire, too. Oh, it's a heavy pistol. Okay, I see. Why does it say very heavy?
I don't know.
That's a weird thing that happened there. Okay. And then he's currently at 11, so that'll be 14 in.
I can fix that. Hold on.
No worries. And then his armor will drop down 2 again. So yeah, again, 2 body shots, straight shots to the chest. You would see like skin and metal kind of breaking off, parts of cloak kind of fluttering away. The second one hits him like dead on in the ribs, and you hear like a loud metal clang. But you can see that there's like a bit of impact there that causes like the flesh to kind of burst off. The chrome underneath. He looks pretty messed up already, but not seriously injured. Seriously injured being at the halfway point of their life. Morgan, you are up. Mantis Blade's out and combatant in front of you or behind you. You can also continue to proceed downstairs where a runner has been noted.
Well, this is the man I was paid to kill, right?
That's right. This is the asshole, right? This is the asshole. Yes.
This is the arsehole.
He
Alright.
broke John's legs. Take his head.
Double mantis. Well, hold on. Let's see here. Correct me if I'm wrong. If both weapons that I can use have rate of fire 2,
You're 2 attacks
Right.
total.
okay. I want to use the suppression knife and then mantis blade.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, totally valid. So you'd kind of snap one of the mantis blades back in and kind of draw the suppression knife and kind of come in with that hand as the other mantis blade kind of like, wheels out. Go ahead and make your first attack with the suppression knife. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so his evasion will succeed. He will actually dodge the attack. And in response, he will use villain perk to immediately reciprocate in kind. So he's going to punch you. Go ahead and make an evasion roll.
Evasion.
Okay, he'll succeed by 1. You will take a total of 17 points of damage, and this will treat your armor as half. Rounded down because we're psychopaths here.
So 3 armor.
Yeah. So it'll be a total of 14 damage to you. And unfortunately, no double sixes, so. Okay, so that was the first attack with the suppression knife. If you want to kind of wield it back and kind of try and get that in, you can go for it a second time. It doesn't.
14.
14 damage, yep. It doesn't detonate until it gets in there.
Yeah.
Or you can switch to the Mantis Blade.
Nah, we're gonna use the knife again.
Go with it.
I wanna get that in. God.
Okay. So he can only do his perk reaction once per person per cycle, so he doesn't get to punch you again, but he does manage to, like, basically the first one you kind of jut in like that, he kind of, quickly blocks it and punches in reciprocation. And as you kind of back away, spin the knife and kind of try and poke, he kind of catches your forearm with his forearm and just kind of pushes the knife aside. It does look like, as he's fighting you, he is kind of more focusing on Mortician to his side. But you also notice that he's confused by the knife you're wielding because he doesn't recognize it, mainly because it was built by one of our cool kid techs. Redtail, you're at the door. Everybody seems to be fighting this guy and this guy alone. You're going down the stairs. Brave Fox.
Going down, going halfway down.
Your
the
movement
stairs.
is sufficient to get you all the way to the bottom, actually, and stop you at that location.
I don't want to go all the way to the bottom. I want to be able to get sight on him from the staircase.
Okay, so if you kind of go down a little bit, you'd be able to get sight on the guy who's currently disabled from your EMP grenade. You wouldn't be able to get sight unless you go all the way down on Revenant, which would be the Netrunner.
Okay, I'm going all the way down.
Then you would stop. That is the most you can move, is where you're standing there.
Okay, well, I'm going to pull out a armor-piercing grenade and throw it at that damn
Okay.
guy over Netrunner over there.
Absolutely. He is going to, not even looking at you, he is going to probably evade. Go ahead and for the roll here, it's close enough that there's no athletics roll needed. I just need you to roll damage for the grenade. And you're literally
What is
throwing
it?
it like so it's like landing right at his feet, right?
666. Okay.
You betcha. And you're throwing it like right at his feet, right?
Right towards him, right dead center.
Okay. So he's not even looking at you. The grenade hits the ground, and you see his like cloak just kind of twitch to the side. You then see a blur of black, and then the explosion happens. The pews kind of get shattered. There's pieces of wood or chipboard flying all over the place, and then the black framed figure kind of like moves out of the blast zone and is now kind of standing over his ally. He made the evasion roll. DC 15 or DD 15. But yeah, you did mess up his church a bit, which is kind of aggravating. Riff. Snapping back up to the upstairs. It definitely looks like this is going to be a jump-in situation. Everybody's going to turn their attention on Baird and fucking get him.
I don't want to leave Mr. Foxman alone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have enough movement to make it all the way down.
You can hop down a hole.
But
Jump down the hole.
That is,
There's a hole in the ground.
I'm glad
There's
I
a
brought
hole
somebody
in the
smart.
ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm assuming I can fit through this hole.
Yeah, so he punched it open and kind of split it open wide enough so he could look down in it and kind of make his way in, right? That was your goal, to throw stuff in and kind of be able to move in as well? Right, Columbo?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can jump in that hole. The hole that's guaranteed going to allow you access is the one he burst out of.
Yeah, I'll just jump in. I'll. I guess his would be bigger. So I
Yeah.
guess I'll jump down it.
1, 2, 3. Go ahead and give me an athletics roll. Yeah, perfect. So you move to here and kind of drop in the hole, and then you land on the opposite side perfectly. Like it's a superhero landing. The cyber hand kind of drops into the ground, and yeah, you're stationed in position where you need to be. Why'd you roll initiative again?
It was an accident. I was trying to close my sheet.
Okay, I just want to make sure it didn't. Yeah, you're good. Okay, so yeah,
That
you
was
land.
a pure accident.
And that was only 4 of your movement, Riff, so you still have whatever left if you want to take it. You would basically see kind of like the smoldering of the explosion that just happened, the armor-piercing grenade. And then you would see the back of Revenant and the front of the guy whose leg don't work.
Okay.
Whose name is Bishop, but who cares, right? This guy's a failure. I think he...
Let's see.
I mean, even the guys who are on his team are absolutely embarrassed.
Yeah, I don't have much else to do, so I'm gonna move up to here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to
Pistol?
shoot this guy in the head.
All right. Again, he's not looking at you. It doesn't seem like he even is aware of you, but it's the fucking worst time to roll bad on an evasion
Right?
roll. Okay.
So he still gets, and Riff still gets the +1 from his little blessing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
have the blessing.
Oh no, the blessing's not on Rip, is it?
Oh,
It's
no,
on-
it's
no,
on Columbo. It's on Columbo.
Columbo and Cam.
Columbo and Cam.
Yeah.
Columbo and Cam at the moment. I didn't get a chance to,
Oh,
due to
and a-
Cyber Psycho bursting out of the ground.
quick note on that. If you want to, like, again, even if you can't see them, you're jacked into them, so you can still
Yeah.
play. Okay.
Excellent.
That'll hit.
Good.
His armor
Thank
in the
you.
head is 13, so 1 will get through, which will double for 2 damage to the head. But you also
I gotta do
roll.
another
You
D6.
roll a d6 because it's going to the head with a pistol.
And I'm gonna spend 1 luck to roll another d6 for the Milligram Overture.
Love it. The glittering overture, yeah.
Or
So
Glimminger.
that'll be 10 more damage. And for those who are watching at home, Riff has an iconic weapon. It is an iconic version of the Malorian Overture called Glittering Overture. It does a bit more damage than a standard Overture, and it allows him to spend luck to do more damage. Lots of luck for 1d6. Then that's it. He takes the hit. It looks like it kind of clocks him pretty solidly, and the head kind of starts to turn. It hasn't fully done so yet, but just for dramatic effect, just imagine like slow, like horror movie turn is currently happening. Columbo, you still have somebody in your system, with 2 people actually. The War of the Maelstrom is fought on the battlefield of the
Columbo.
former cop.
Former
Former
Italian.
Columbo's dead.
Of the Italian.
Yeah, of the Italian. If you want to drop down, you can. If you want to fight up here, you can. Your token's on both spaces because you are kind of on the precipice, and you can kind of play both fields if you'd like.
I have an idea.
Sure.
I would go closer to our target.
Yep.
And then I would gorilla arm.
Yeah.
And I would try to grab him by the head and force him down.
So you're trying to grab him. Okay, so that's a brawling attack, unless you have a martial art that says specifically allows you to grab. So go ahead and make a brawling roll.
Let's see, what's that under? Is that under
Fighting.
Body?
Fighting.
That makes sense. Hey, look at that.
Okay. So as you kind of come up to him, like you can see his muscles just like flexing, similar in kind to Mortician. It looks like there's a lot of work underneath the flesh. And as you kind of like reach to kind of grab him from behind, he very quickly like flexes his arms and like makes himself like wider in anticipation. And as you kind of like take hold, he kind of shirks you back, spins around very cleanly, and brings his fist straight at you. Go ahead and make an evasion roll. Again, his perk allows him to reciprocate any brawling attacks with one of his own.
Evasion. That would be under...
Also fighting.
Body.
Yeah.
Also fighting.
It's been a while, John. No worries.
It has been a while.
I've also been shoving systems into your head with Aliens, upcoming Blade Runner, etc. That's going to miss, so he's going to do a total of 18 damage to you. Your armor value is 11, right?
Where do I see that?
SP, stopping power on the right side. Should be under your armor jack, over there, kind of on the right side of the sheet, kind of towards the middle.
11.
Yep. So we did 18, so we're going to reduce that by 11. So 7. You're going to take 7 real damage, and then your armor is going to reduce by 2. And sorry, if Morrigan, I think I said to reduce your armor by 1. I lied. This guy's punches reduced by 2.
Honestly, I don't remember if even it said.
Where do I...
You just, on the left
Where do
side,
I-
there's 2 stopping powers on the armor for the body. You're just going to
Oh, I
reduce
see,
the
I got
left
it.
one down by 2.
I got it.
Cool. That's your turn, because when you try to make a grab, you can only do it rate of fire 1 for brawling. It's going to go to him.
Does it change at all when I was trying to punch him down?
You cannot punch
Call that
someone back unless you have a
No,
perk that
never
lets you
mind.
shift someone. You were trying
No
to,
worries.
if you're trying to move him, it was going to be a grab and then throw.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep. What you're going to see in perfect display here. So I'm currently being quick hacked, but I am also being engaged by 2 people point blank, and I don't know what that knife means. So I think Baird's threat assessment here in this situation, based on what's happening, is this strange hunter girl with the strange knife is the problem. So I need you to make an evasion roll. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you would actually see him kind of drop down and like after like punching Gino and kind of drop down, and in a flash of almost Sandevistan like speed kind of flare up, and his hand kind of just ejects out forward, and Morrigan, you feel his hand catch your neck and lift you up in the air like a good 1.5 feet. And then once he has you aloft in the air, he's just going to shift and quickly deposit you into the hole. Because he's throwing you into the hole, you're going to take a total of 14 damage, which ignores armor, and you're going to slam down in the bottom basement. And then once he's deposited her, he kind of shifts back and kind of looks directly into Mort's face. It seems like that action and like his ability to block everybody else has raised his confidence level here, perhaps in folly, but we'll see. And then downstairs, the Netrunner is going to kind of click against Columbo again, and I am going to attempt a little bit harder a quick hack in the form of Puppet.
That's not good.
That's not good.
Unfortunately, the
low half,
DV
by
is
the way.
exactly 12, and I rolled exactly 12 with my interface roll. Yeah. So
Wow.
victory goes to the winner or
victory
to the
goes to you
defender.
because
right?
I have to. Yeah, I have to exceed the DV. So you see like the spider
So
appear,
lucky.
and the spider kind of moves up, and you see threads kind of appearing underneath the legs, and you're kind of like, what the fuck? And then it's like error, and you're like, okay. Like,
And
but
then the-
Mortician's like,
Get out of my head.
like sweat drops, like oh, thank God. Moving on
I pictured
to
the chrome T-Rex flies by and grabs it.
yeah. So the bishop is not out of the game. He is just missing his leg because it doesn't function for a minute, and he cannot use neuroport function, which is not his cup of tea, anyways. Instead, he's going to raise that pistol up and point it at Redtail. He's going for a headshot. You have a reflex co-processor, sir, or reflex 8? Okay, go ahead and make your evasion roll. I'll make my attack. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, that's wild. Oh God, that's wild. Oh no, it's okay. It's not. I don't know why I thought it was poor quality. That could have been really weird. Yeah. Bang! You see the chamber of the Hellbringer kind of switch again. And Redtail, you're not like a super gun guy. You're like not the smartest of gun guys, but the wheel of the wheel gun is not. From what you can tell, it has 3 bullets in it. Like, if you had to guess, there are just 3 very big bullets in that big gun, and that was his second shot. Okay, and that's it for the spider. Mortician, you are up.
All right, first in action. Obviously, going to try and break the last piece of ice in bed. So,
DV 10.
I will spend 2 points of luck
Okay, that'll
to
do
make
it.
sure this happens.
You are in, and you now have 2 more net actions to deploy quick acts.
Bad vision is a privilege, and sadly, your privilege has expired.
Fucking
Reboot optics.
Interface. Give me. I believe that's a
DV6.
Yeah. Nailed it.
That'll do.
So for the duration, which I believe is
Which
a minute.
would be 60 seconds, 20 rounds.
Yep.
Yes.
He has the Lost Eyes condition, so he has a -4 to range attacks and perception checks involving vision. Awesome.
I have 1 net action left,
Mhm.
and oh,
Sorry, I just realized.
no, sorry, go on.
Not to be a stinker, but would things given by Mort affected that brawl?
No, just range attacks.
Okay.
Enhancements.
Just wanted to
Oh,
check.
it's
for range
just ranged.
Yeah.
Sugar. Okay. And just to double check, enhancement is 2 actions. Is that correct?
Enhancement is 1 action. Any of the quick hacks is 1 action.
Okay. Okay. In that case, then, with the last, my last net action. Why not? Since Columbo's in close combat, we'll just juice him up.
Yes.
Columbo, you see another pop-up drop on your screen.
So many fucking pop-up ads on this motherfucker.
Reflex flow routine _temp.sys. Your fighting skills also are a +1.
Love it.
Lovely.
But yeah, that's apart from that, Mortician's going to remain on guard, just to try and evade any attacks coming from bed, and that's me done.
All right. Definitely need to figure out my glasses situation. I can't find the damaged eye one. Okay, no worries then. Cam, you are up. Again, like I said, Bear does not look like he is seriously injured, but you do see that his optics are being fucked with. Your call. How you want to move?
I think I'm just gonna keep shooting. It's been working pretty well.
Now, in rules as written,
it was working really well.
Oh
my god, though.
In the rules as written, Lost Eye is just a -4 to range attacks and perception checks. We have a rule where you cannot make evasion rolls against range attacks you can't see coming. However, I think we're at a point where there's a kind of a divide, right? So, like, you still technically can make perception checks, and you still technically can make range attacks, but vision is kind of off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because of the way we rule it, I'm going to add a -4 to his evasion rolls against range attacks, not against melee.
Brilliant.
But he doesn't need to roll. So yeah, that's a first shot miss, second attack.
It says rolling 0. Hold on. Do you see that? Am I reading it wrong?
No, I see that too.
Try it again.
Oh no.
Click
No,
the
it
attack.
rolled a 1. I think it's right.
Yeah, it does look like I see the metric. Yeah, it's a 1 on the dice.
Oh wait.
It
Yeah, that's
it
weird.
wouldn't have calculated the fumble red, and then you
Yeah,
rolled
yeah,
a 10, which I think is the 0 that we're seeing
Yep.
on the D10. Sometimes
We roll a 1, then minus 10.
Yeah, the worst
Right.
possible shot.
Cool.
Go ahead and give me your second attack.
18.
With the -4, that's going to hit.
Right, because I have +1, +2.
Yep.
So that's another 10. And another 2 ablated.
It'll go 1 into his actual hit point total, and his armor is down to 7. You are definitely doing the Lord's work on armor ablation, by the way. Or the Veil's work. Turn, my child. Morgan,
Raise the veil!
you are prone, so I did mention I threw you down a pit. So your movement action has to be standing up, or you can remain prone.
That's fine. Stand up. Is it fine to pull out pistol and aim at Bishop?
Yeah. I'm going to say, too, if you want to put the knife away, you can, but I think it's more flavorful when you kind of got chucked. It either remained up above or is next to you. Which of those would you prefer?
I probably would have been holding on to that pretty.
Okay,
Pretty
so then
hard,
it's still in your
probably
hand. You
would
put
be.
it away, draw the weapon.
So yeah, stand up, aim at Bishop, fuck that guy.
Okay.
Uh,
So just for positioning, you'd have to dip down 1, but then you'd have a perfect lineup.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Take the shot.
Heavy pistol.
Okay. It is not a poor quality, so the first shot will miss. Go ahead and make your second shot.
What? How much luck can I spend on that?
Oh, it's not going to matter. He rolled
Okay.
evasion. I promise you, if it was in reach, I would advise it. I would.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I would,
you're fine. Yeah.
I would push the fish.
Damn, he could have made with a messed up leg. He's God.
Yeah. Again, he
Hey.
doesn't get any penalties to his evasion roll for having a dismembered leg. Again, I think the eye makes sense, but I think with one
Like a
leg,
dead fish on the floor, flopping around.
yeah, I think he can magic
Alright.
carve. Oh, wait, no! Pause.
It-
Pause. Dismembered leg specifically says you cannot dodge attacks. So that is going to require, what's your distance? So it's going to go baseline DBs. 12 meters. We
12.
need a 15. So if you want to spend luck, it's going to require 4 points of luck to get this to.
Fuck it. Yeah.
But it's just a body shot for 13 damage. Do you want to spend it?
Yep.
All right.
How do
Do
I?
it. No,
Just get rid of your luck. So 7 down to 3.
3.
And then he'll take 13 to the chest, which will do a total of 4 damage.
Cool. And I'm dropping the 1d6 of tracker's damage off of him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
Hold on. Dropping the 1d6 off of the damage so that I can give him a critical injury
Oh, right. Right.
because he is prone.
Correct. So roll 2d6.
2d6. That were, 5 and 4, 9.
Yeah. So he has the torn muscle critical injury. So now he has a -2 to all melee attacks.
Cool.
All right.
Oh wait, no, I have a rate of fire. Can I make another shot?
Yeah, rate of fire 2.
That fuck him again.
That'll require 1 more point to get it.
Sure. My
You hate luck. Got it.
I'm not happy, right? Morgan's not happy.
Okay. So Armor's currently at 8, so that'll do 2 points of damage, unless you have any modifiers. Once per turn for Hunter.
Actually, wait, how far away am I?
12 meters.
Well, damn. Okay, so it doesn't even...
Yeah, you'd need that point of luck to get it. So, no extras, right? No bonuses?
One second, bird screaming. Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay, cool. Red Tail, you're up.
What's the range on the grenade? 10 meters?
Yeah. We're still doing grenades, huh?
I'm just thinking if I can just drop one right here at the stairs and just go back up the stairs like, fuck you guys, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But Riff is too close.
I mean, if you dropped it right where you're at, Rip would be outside of it.
What?
Yeah, it's only 5x5.
Okay, well, instead of going back up the stairs, I will do that. I'm going to drop a grenade right where I'm standing. I'm going to use my jumpers. I'm going to jump over Bishop.
Yeah, so because of like the way the portal way is, I'm assuming like it's drop the grenade as you're jumping up and like becoming horizontal to the floor. And then like pressing your big old goofy fox feet against the actual like top of the door, and then like shoom, like flying out, and then like as you're hitting the ground, it's already kind of broken up and like broken from the first grenade. The second grenade detonates. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. He can't evade, so he's just going to take all of that. Revenant, on the other hand, will evade and will snap to here. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Yep, there. And that guy's just going to take all of that damage. His armor's at a 7. This will reduce it down to a 5 after the damage is dealt. So 13 in. He is now seriously.
Why does this fox have so many grenades? Thanks, Militech.
Also, I'm going to have you roll a d10. Okay. So I'm going to say that it was a 50% chance that this caused structural problems. So the rocky kind of like portal way is going to crash down. Again, he can't dodge. So go ahead and give me 3 more d6 for bludgeoning, since he's on the outskirt of the door. Okay, he'll take that to the head, which his armor hasn't been touched on, so that'll do nothing to him. And the staircase is now kind of dropped in, caved in a bit. For those of you upstairs, as you're fighting, there's just this massive plume of like dust and like stone smoke that kind of flusters out of the staircase. Red Tail done. Riff up.
Yeah, he kind of moved closer to me, so I'm going to try to shoot him in the head again.
Boom! Okay. Evasion roll from him. For fuck's sake, this guy can't roll for shit. I wish he was rolling like bear blows. I'm not liking it. Okay, 18 damage to the head is going to be a bit more than last time. You hit him in the head once. You're not rolling armor piercing. Doesn't look like we've got any 6s to worry about here. That's just a solid 19 damage to his 12 armor head.
Oof.
So 7 in, doubled is 14.
14 plus 1, 15.
Oh, no, that was already added. Sorry. So 19 minus 12 is 7. Right? I'm bad at math. I'm double checking for real.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. You're right.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, solid shot. He is not seriously injured yet. Columbo, you are up.
All right. If I back off a bit, is that
There's no opportunity attacks or anything.
okay? He's gonna after he gets punched, he's gonna kind of back off a sec. Spin around, whip out his Lexington, and shoot him twice.
I assume it's like a boom hit in the chest. He kind of backs away, like leans against the table. He's like, "Man, this motherfucker's got hands." Pulled out the Lexington and just like, "Bing, bing, bing."
He's like, "Fuck this guy."
I'm gonna go full cop on him.
And wow.
Yeah, that'll
So that's
miss.
the first attack.
And he can still evade. Okay, so for the first attack, he is going to move to here after you shoot, and then for the second attack, he's going to move to here. After he dodges a range attack, he can move closer to the target, which he will do.
He does twice.
Yeah, it's not a limit per turn. It's a perk you guys can take, actually. I just can't remember the name of it off the top.
So, one sec.
No, absolutely, sure. Like a Butterfly is the name of the perk, by the way. When you successfully evade an attack using the evasion skill, you can immediately move 2 meters/yards. For the villain variant, when you successfully evade an attack, but before attack it's either ranged or melee.
Evaded at 19, motherfucker. All right.
He is rolling with a plus 15 for evasion, so yeah.
If I move once, can I move again?
You can move at your pleasure, whatever your full speed is. There's no limiter, like if you can shoot in between movement, however you want to play it. So yeah, if you want to slide away from him, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, oh fuck, what the fuck?
Okay. I am going to take a bit of narrative liberty. He gets 2 attacks. I'm going to take one and I'm going to kick the table so that it sandwiches Columbo between the 2 tables. Columbo, go ahead and make an evasion roll. 16 is success. He didn't get very good on the roll here. So as it's kind of coming together, do you want to jump up onto the table or do you want to dive to the side?
Can I put my backhand on the other table?
You want to like
and kind of like
crab walk, like up onto them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Point is you're on top of the table. And then
I'm on top of the table.
As he kind of like kicks that away, he's kind of turning his attention and moving towards Mortician. It's like a full-on, like, it's almost as if he's like 360-degree turning, wind-up punch, and bringing his fist out to punch you in the chest. Go ahead and make an evasion roll. The DV on this is going to be 19.
Oof.
Yeah, I rolled pretty good on that one.
Oof. Evasion, fighting.
You need 2
I'll
luck.
give you 1.
Do you want to spend it? You
Does
got 1 left.
Does luck
I
only
do have
work
one
on? Does luck only work on evasion rolls?
Luck works on everything. Any roll you make.
Oh, well, damn. I didn't know that.
No,
I
you do.
forgot. It's okay.
I will spend my last point of luck. If
Combined
yeah,
with
no,
camps,
we will. Yeah,
that'll
yeah.
be enough.
Yeah.
So as that big wind-up punch comes, there's an alternate universe where your head gets actually stoved in because that was like 34 points of damage. It was a big roll, but you kind of drop your head at this point, and like you can just feel all of the force like pushing the air, smashing dust in the air. It's just a very kinetic blow that misses and causes him to like full 360 spin aside, and he'll end up here. It's like Attack on Titan punching. He was going for it. Okay, you're up, and you are still jacked into his head.
I am. Just bear with me. I think I may need to restart. Roll 20.
Revenant didn't hit at me or anything.
Huh?
Revenant down here didn't do anything.
Oh shit! Thank you. Yeah, you're the one fucking with me right now. I'm gonna go ahead and jack into you. You got self ice?
Yeah, I got 3 self ice.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and burn
I forgot,
through.
John.
Go ahead.
That would a +1 on that 19 help?
No.
That guy gets shot. Okay.
Yeah, I got a 23 on the debate. Oh wait, he can't see. It would have been 23 minus 4 is 19. Yeah, you would have missed by. Oh, +1 would have hit.
I would have had a +1.
Yeah, that'll hit. His armor in the chest is currently 7. I'll go ahead and take the 3 damage for the Lexington bullet. So then, yeah,
There you go.
that's why he kicked a table at you.
Okay, I'm gonna put a sticky note on my
Yeah,
computer.
absolutely. You can also add mods too. There's like you can put mods in the attack characteristic if you can edit and change it there. Okay, So sorry
Sorry, folks, for fucking it up.
It's okay. No.
Yeah, it's me. It's me.
I think
Yeah,
Zach
but-
said it very clearly. Very flavorful character, worth it. It's absolutely mechanically it's new. We haven't had a cleric
Wizard.
more like a cleric, right?
Yeah, right.
more like
Given
a
the
cleric.
buffs, doing the leader role shit. So we love it.
I also haven't done
Cyberpunk in a while, yeah. Okay, so you're up, and again, you're jacked in. His self ice is down.
Okay. So, first in action, we need to knock him down. So, with that, first things first, towards bed, we're going to go in with a synapse burnout.
Love it.
Mortician's eyes flicker momentarily as he tries to upload a script. That script being unworthy _neural purge litany.cmd.
Yeah, and immediately as it kind of enters, like the load is kind of broken, and it's like disjointed, and you realize it, and you're like and you still force it anyway, really? And so it's just like an absolutely corrupted file that does nothing. That 6 minus 8 is a -2.
Oh god, that's terrible.
It's real bad.
Really? You and your spider cod don't want such gifts? Shame.
On top of that, then, next net action, since I'm currently locked into net actions now, is going to be Cam's already under effect of ballistics. In fact, both of them are. It's going to have to be evasion then. So, 2 net actions on both Cam and Columbo.
You're still linked into the
downstairs.
Guys downstairs. You don't have to reinterface. You don't need to do that.
Point.
So you
In
can,
that case,
you can buff them.
I will actually. In that case, those who are below. So at the moment, it would be Morrigan and Riff.
And Redtail.
Both.
And Redtail.
But Riff and
Redtail's...
Morrigan are the right choices. Redtail's definitely going for a mix of grenades and doing...
and running.
Box flips.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of Hobgoblin, he's playing Fox Goblin. It's great. It's fucking fantastic.
So, Riff, you are currently...
you find
I would imagine I can sort of sense where they are roughly, considering the multi-optics.
Yeah.
Morrigan's in close combat, is that correct?
Morrigan is not. Riff is.
Riff is. Okay, so in that case, if Riff's happy with such, I would like to upload the fighting skill to Riff and the range skill enhancement to Morrigan.
Riff is going with the pistol, though. Riff is definitely the hand cannoner, so ranged for both.
Range for both, yeah. In that case, then both of them get the Sanctified Ballistics upload, which increases your range attacks by +1.
Love it.
As for moving, I'm Mortician's not scared or concerned about bed. He's gonna stay where he is.
It's 2 buff metal men just like in cloaks, like dancing around
Someone
the
is
room.
tank. Yeah, absolutely. But that's me done.
Cam.
You're just here.
You don't need to see what's coming next, my friend. Your threads are cut. You just don't know it yet.
Quick question, because my headset died. How did he get through my self ice?
Oh yeah. I burned it all.
Okay.
I didn't have enough net actions because I only get 4 to do a quick hack on you though.
Gotcha.
On his first round though, he gets an additional net action because of his villain perk, which is why I was able to very quickly install one on Cam or Columbo. Or would have been if he had self ice. But yeah, sorry, Cam, you're up. Again, it's you, Columbo, and the priest up here with the other priest. Pistol up, shooting. He has a -4 to his evasion. You will fail. And again, it'll go. He's got 5 armor. Or sorry, no. 5 armor.
Should be less.
4 armor. He took a shot from you. The Tektronica had armor piercing or no? Or not the Tektronica, the Lexington. Does your pistol have
Lexington
AP?
Double checking right now.
No, it says basic on the sheet.
It says basic.
Yep. So just 1. So he's at 4. So now he's at 2. And 12 minus 4 would have been 8 damage for realsies. And he is at 2. Okay, yeah, his armor's
I
fucked
was
up.
gonna say, Cam's getting great camera footage. He's in
Oh.
the perfect spot. He's watching this
That's
dance.
beautiful.
happen.
For sure.
I've done this before.
Cyber
I'm
Psycho.
fucking professional. There's a
If you-
reason I'm on season 2.
The sparking is kind of like there's a heavy amount of sparking coming from him, and there's actually kind of like an overheating that's happening underneath his subdermal plating. It's kind of creating like a reddish glow to his flesh. If you've played Cyberpunk 2077, when Adam Smasher is like falling apart, is kind of the vibe you're getting. He is technically seriously injured now, but he doesn't care. Pain editor.
Fair.
Cam done. Morgan,
Valid.
you are up. What I will say is this weird wall behind you, and I'm going to go ahead and snap ping us down to the bottom floor. This weird wall behind you, you can't see through it, but you don't need to see because of the tech weapon. You feel like if you get through that weird kind of like hologram display, you can kind of create some distance and some like buffer between you and these assholes. What would you like to do, Corey?
Sorry, I missed it for a second.
Yeah, what I was saying is this
yeah.
this hologram wall, is not like a physical wall. It's like a hologram advertisement boards. So you can move through it, and you feel like if you go through it, they won't be able to see you, but your tech scope will allow you to see them.
Honestly, right now, I think this turn is going to be drop one down and take another shot at Bishop because, just screw him.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead with your shots. You can't
16
evade. 16
hit.
is exactly what you needed.
Cool.
Second shot.
Same thing. Giving him another critical.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll 2d6.
1 and 5 per 6.
That'll break his arm. He'll drop. Roll another d6. 1, 2, 3. Left arm, no. Nothing in his hand. 4, 5, 6. It'll be his right hand. So he drops
4.
his pistol.
Cool. And one more shot.
That's also on the nose.
Another. Yep. Cool.
His armor is currently a 7. So since you're not applying any extra damage, you just dropped him down to a 7.
Let me make sure my perk does a thing. Until with any attack. So it's not the first one. Okay, so I do another d6 of damage.
Okay.
3.
But again, I'll have to read how the sacrificing the dice works.
The first one,
Yeah, I know.
I sacrificed it.
Yeah, I think the language, I need to just double check it. But for now, it's fine. Moving forward, Red Tail, unless you have any movement, Morgan.
I'm staying here with Poxon right now.
Okay.
Red
Tail, you're up.
I'm gonna speed heal.
Yep.
Morgan.
So,
Load up.
Morgan, you'll gain a number of hit points equal to your body plus your willpower.
Body plus will?
Yep. Kind of just reaches into the bag, pulls out the air hypo, and just slams it into your neck. You feel his hand kind of like press your head against the air hypo, just to make sure that the contact point is accurate. And you're just like, why are you grabbing my? Oh, it feels wonderful.
Oh, thank God.
No, then he's gonna move underneath the hole.
Kind of, drop underneath the hole. Are you dropping down a little bit behind the pews to get some cover?
Yeah, but I'll get a little bit behind the cover.
Okay, Riff, you're up.
I mean, not to beat a dead horse or anything, but I'm just gonna shoot this guy in the head.
Yeah, if it ain't broke.
He deserves it.
Okay. He'll make his evasion roll. He will dodge this one, finally.
It'd be 20, just as a heads
Yeah,
up.
I got a 24. Again, he's been missing his evasion rolls this whole time. I'm just finally glad he rolled over 16. It was really depressing to watch.
We're not. We're not happy with that.
Well, yeah, fine. You know what? Just, focus on your past successes for now, okay? Riff, any movement for you? Or are you sticking there?
I mean, he's locked into me, so I mean, there's no reason for me to move.
Yep, Columbo.
All right, now that he's on top of these, he'll. Is there a way to? Oh, shit, I'm still in the. Is there a way to see the range on a gun?
You can go ahead and like click the attack and say I'm not attacking. I'm just range checking, and you ignore the.
I'm
roll.
not attacking unless it's. I'm not attacking unless it's good.
Incorrect. That's not how that works.
It was great too. Oh no.
Not attacking unless it's good.
So I'm attacking.
Oh. You know what? I just realized what time it is. I'm gonna go ahead and allow it. Fuck it. It's fine. you broke me.
Can you add a +1 to that too?
Oh, 29. Okay, I'm gonna roll my evasion roll with my -4 for not having eyes right now. Oh, that'll hit. 17 damage. So he has 2 armor. He had 2 armor.
It's armor piercing.
Armor piercing is going to kill his armor to 0. So that 15 gets through, and now he has an armor value stopping power of 0. So let me explain. Like as that shot hits the chest, it kind of breaks open like a panel on his chest. You can actually see like the meat underneath, right? His sparking, the subdermal plates that's broken and the bullet holes in them, it's like kind of bright orange. And his eyes are like absolutely just bugged out. Like all of the display eyes are kind of like shifting different colors, like shift tacks, due to the rebooting optics. So yeah, he's a hot mess. Literally, actually hot mess. Columbo, that's your shot. Anything else from you? Movement or otherwise?
I think that's all I got, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going for melee. We're going to go ahead and start with Baird first. He's going to go ahead and try and kill this other priest, or at least hit him. Jesus.
Nah.
Let's see. I got 2 brawling attacks, so I need 2 evasion rolls for you. First one is going to be a DV 20, and then the second one's going to be a DV 17.
First one fails, 17. Next one, 21.
So only one of these is going to hit. It's going to be a total of 21 points of damage. So your chest armor will be halved for this attack. So if you have an 11, it'll be a
11.
5.
Yeah.
And so, what did I say as the damage? Let's scroll back up. 22, sorry. 22 points of damage. Whatever I said before was wrong. So 22 minus 5 is 17. That's how much damage you take. And then go ahead and roll me 2d6.
Sure.
4. So when he
4.
When he kind of like brings the first blow, he slams you hard in like the chest, like literally like right on the nipple. Boom. And you can actually feel the meat and the chrome compress. And then when he kind of pulls back, you feel like something inside remains compressed. You suffer the collapsed lung critical injury. You have a -2 to your movement, and a base death save penalty of 1. Okay, and then when he comes with that second attack, that second punch for the head, you kind of drop low again. You are up. Oh wait, no, you are not up. So I've got a Revenant and a not dead guy. He his broken arm. He reaches out with his good arm, picks up his pistol, looks at you, Morgan, takes a shot back at you with his gun. It's the last bullet he has in the hand cannon. Let's see what happens. Oh my god, I hope I hit. I have a minus a lot to this. He does not have a pain editor. Last shot.
Is that a cybernetic arm? Otherwise, it gets broken too.
Yeah, it is. But fun fact, with his hit points being where they're at, and with that roll being the second fumble I rolled with that pistol, I'm just gonna say that as he kind of brings the weapon up and pulls the trigger, the drop, the hit, everything that's happened to the magnum opus causes the weapon to explode in his hand. Actually, no, I want you guys to have this gun. So he shoots and he misses. It's just a hard miss. I don't want to blow the gun up. It's a real fun gun. Cam, you're up.
Me getting hacked?
Yeah, right. Sorry, thank you. Go ahead and.
Do I get? Am I knocked out with that one?
No. No. You just have a -2 penalty to all your move, and then you have a base death save penalty increased by 1. So whenever you're dying, you add 1 to your dice roll.
Okay. It's just that my turn was skipped there after the
Sorry.
NPCs.
Yeah, I kind of briefly. Oh, you got.
Sorry.
Oh, you did. I'm a horrible friend. Cam,
don't worry about it.
You are not up. So the hack.
It's not my turn.
Let me get the hack out of the way, and then it's Mortician. Got it. The hack is Puppet. Riff. It's against you, and it's successful.
EMP threading as well.
Yeah, I got a 15 on the interface. So I needed a on the dice roll. I needed a 13 or 14 because DV 12, and I got it. So on your next turn, your action will be putting the gun to your own head and pulling the trigger. Let's see. Cam
Effective.
is not up. It's Mortician.
Yep.
It's a terrible idea, but I'm going to go hand to hand with Baird.
Love it.
So with the forearms, absolutely, with the forearms splayed.
Now remember, if you miss, he can punch you back once.
Correct.
Absolutely. Hence why it's a terrible idea.
Best ever.
Yeah.
But we're going to go with the multi-arm melee.
Hell yes.
And just in a flurry of blows, try and sunder Baird apart.
Multi-arm. Which technique are you using?
Oh
wait, hold on.
Let me double check. Yeah, I've got.
So it is your turn. You have more arms than a target, which is true. You are attacking with a brawling attack. Once per brawling attack, where this is called armed and dangerous, where you fulfill this requirement before you make your attacks. You can use a martial arts special move resolution. So roll martial arts, just the skill, and it's DV 15. It's DV 17 if you've already used this technique before. So DV 15. So 16 or better on the martial arts roll.
Okay. So this is just the multi-arm melee roll, is that correct?
No. In fighting, this is for the technique. So in fighting, just roll the martial arts skill.
I only have multi-arm melee or 2 custom martial arts.
That's in multi-arm melee. Yes, sorry. That's the name of the martial art. You were right. I am sorry.
Okay. No, it's all good. 19.
Nailed it. So you can choose one of the 3 following benefits.
Okay.
You can, when you roll your dice to make your brawling attack, you may roll a d10 twice and choose the favored result. You can lower the penalty incurred by making an aim shot with your brawling attack to a -5 instead of a -8. And then the last one you can't use because you're not a solo.
Yeah, I'm not solo. We'll just go with the 2D, with the 2D10 pick.
So you have
pick the
advantage
highest.
on your attack.
I'm not aiming for anything. I'm just Mortician at this point is just in the process of just trying to render Baird obsolete.
Okay. Go ahead, and since you got the DV 17, we're just going to say that you're going to be able to do it on both attacks. So just roll your attacks, and then if you don't like the result, roll them again.
Okay. So is this on both the Wolvers and the Gorilla arms? Just to double check.
Gorilla arms. This is where you're wanting to go on this one.
Yeah. A 9 or damage 8?
No, hold on. That's not correct.
Weapons set to 0.
Why is it set on melee weapon?
I
thought gorilla arm was a brawling
supposed
weapon.
to be. Nope, it's a melee weapon.
Then that's not what you want to use. Go ahead.
Scrap that.
Go ahead and ignore that roll. Go to your fighting and just click brawling twice. And then again, if you don't like the result of either of the rolls, roll them again. Okay?
13 acceptable. I'll take that one. And then the second attack, a 15 is also acceptable. I shall take both of those.
Okay, his evasion is -4. He'll dodge the first one. He will go ahead and re-roll it. You only rolled a 4 on that 13, so go ahead and roll it again. He definitely gets hit by the second one, but
How's that?
That'll work. So then your body is an 11, so roll 5d6 twice.
Oh, 5d6 twice. A 12 and a 14.
Yeah, just explain how this works, because I mean, it's a complete, absolute evisceration. He had 24 hit points, no
Okay.
armor. He's done.
So, as Baird is...
Did he even guess?
As Baird hits Mortician, Mortician then just leaps in with both the arms, grabs hold of Baird by the shoulders, and the two smaller wolvers at his waist push forward, puncture into Baird's armored torso, and just rips him in half. And not so much in half completely, but rips his chest outwards. There's a splay of sparks, blood, and other
Viscera and
fluid.
cooling fluids. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Love that. And yeah,
And
Great.
he's literally just a rag doll, rent asunder that you just drop to the ground.
Bad of the web, spinner of discord, weaver of lies. You thought yourself chosen, but alas, you are not. You and your rabid gods, no more.
Cam, the priest starts monologuing over the corpse, and you're just like, you're like locked in, the camera's locked in, and you're like,
This fucking guy, where this fucking guy been my whole fucking life?
you are free to take other actions.
Hey, that's pretty fucking metal. Look at that shit. Oh,
Standing up on the table with an assault rifle. That's fucking dope.
That's fucking great. I'm gonna see what's going on downstairs. Can I
Just
hop?
drop down. Go ahead and make an athletic
Yep.
roll. Okay.
23.
You drop through and just land perfectly, like right there. You can take your action.
I still have a little bit of movement,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna step up to here and aiming at this one.
Yeah. Okay. You pull the trigger and you watch him kind of shift, kind of like very quickly, and kind of the bullet passes by him. Second shot.
16
See it
on
as
the
well.
second one.
Oh, let me see. He'll also dodge that. Finally getting some good dodge rolls with Revenant. Morrigan. Still shooting the pistol into this fucking asshole. He's pretty close, by the way, if you want to...
Is it quicker to swap to a new pistol or reload?
Oh, yeah. New pistol.
Hey,
Right.
what? You never played Modern Warfare? Switching to your sidearm. is
Oh,
always
I
faster
mean-
than reloading.
Yes.
It's true. It's true.
All right. Yep.
Gotta get yourself a perk.
Oh, you have rinse and reload. Yeah, you... Yeah. No problem. Okay, that'll hit, and then the second one.
Same thing. I'm dropping the first 1d6. Give him another fucking crit.
Yep, go ahead and roll 2d6 on that.
I want this man to suffer for
He's-
reasons unknown.
He's currently looking like the Corpo exec in the first RoboCop.
We're 4 and 3.
That's just dumping the fucking mag on him. 7. I believe he already has that one. Yeah, he hates his. Oh no, nope. Now there's just a foreign object inside of his body. Okay, second attack.
Kinky.
Love it. That'll hit and that'll kill,
Bet.
even without the extra d6.
Bet. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess we'll move over here to this guy.
Yep. Red tail.
Narratively speaking, would I have seen Riff get hacked?
Yes.
Okay,
You can try and wrestle the gun
Something I
away
have
from
not-
him, but if he has that gun
something I.
on his
Yeah,
turn,
something
he
I-
is.
I'm trained in Aikido. I'm like gonna use martial arts to try and disarm.
Yeah, so grab allows you to grab objects. It'll be a -8 to your roll because you're aiming it for that. But yeah, you can try and grab the gun out of his hand.
I just wanted to grab him in general. Just fucking.
Yep. Go ahead and make a
lock
brawling
his
roll.
arms so he can't-
And Riff, you do have to make a brawling roll to No, I mean, I guess you don't technically. We'll just set a general DV of 10 for him to actually get a sufficient hold.
With the
Doing
minus
wrong.
8, that's a 10. Nope. You got an 18? 26.
Okay.
That'll do.
So you do manage to get him in like a half Nelson, something to kind of keep his pistol low. Riff, go ahead and make an attack against yourself. Because you're being grappled, you have a -2 to your roll. And you're shooting at your head, so you have a -8 to your roll. I know that sounds very unintuitive because you literally are just putting the gun to your head. Holy shit.
Question.
15.
I do have
God.
a question, though.
13. That's
I
a
do
miss
have
by
a-
1.
I-
Oh wait, do you have a bonus to your? You have a targeting optics, right?
I do have a targeting optics.
Which would definitely still stay in. So that is gonna hit. You're gonna shoot
I-
yourself in the head for
Hey,
19.
hey,
Go ahead.
I got a question because
Yeah.
I have a keto and I can use an action to just disable ranged attacks of grappled targets.
Yeah. So if you look at the martial art form for Aikido, you would note that it has a requirement. Disarming combination. You hit the same target with a brawling attack and a martial arts attack in the same turn. You did not punch and chop
I should
Rip.
have punched him first.
You were grabbing him. So
Should've
what the
kicked him
grab
first.
does is it gives him a -2 to his attack roll, which was good. But unfortunately, he rolled well enough to shoot himself in the face. What's your armor on your head?
11.
So we're taking 8 and doubling it. And also it's a headshot, so roll a d6.
All publicity is good publicity.
I don't know why. Never mind. I'm not going to mention that. So
If nothing else, the footage this evening has been chef's kiss.
11, 9 doubled, 18. You're taking 18 damage, but you are still alive. And I want to make sure, Cam, you know, he kind of puts the gun to his head, the arm kind of shifts, and it's almost like he's about to just eat the iron and take the bullet, right? For dinner, but it like shifts aside and kind of blows his cheek out a bit. It's like Fight
And I
Club.
got it on camera.
Yeah, and you got it on camera. Oh, dude, that'd be a dope cover art. Like
It's gonna be
gonna-
fantastic.
For an album?
That
Your
thumbnail,
original
that
costume
thumbnail
is
right
probably
here,
gonna kill
right
me.
as the shot goes off,
For sure.
is perfect.
Columbo, you are on deck. Drop it in the hole as well.
Oh, this one here, yeah.
Yep. 5, 10. Or sorry, gotcha. So you can still move around. You got about half your movement left, but you drop down and this guy's kind of circled by everybody. You move to there. You got your assault rifle. If memory
Yep,
serves.
hit the ground. Yep. And I
That's a combat roll.
to it. Go to a knee, and I roll it as if I don't mean to roll it, but I will do that.
Okay. So he's going to make
God
a
damn.
dodge roll. And
No,
he'll-
I just roll. Yeah.
and he'll succeed. So you shoot at
It's
him.
a plus
He,
one.
he dodges to the, yeah, I got a 21 on it. So luck. If you guys want to spend some luck.
Yes, I will use all my luck.
Okay, just
If
keep
I
in
had
mind,
some, I would give them to you.
it does not come back until the end of the series. So just as a heads up, you're burning it now. It's
Oh, wait.
gone. It's gone until
Let me see how much luck I have.
10 episodes. We're at episodes. This is 5, I think, or 6.
What do I need to hit?
So 21 is what he rolled. So you need a 22 to hit, which means you need to burn 5.
I'll give you one.
I guess that's one.
I'll give you one too.
All right, so I will use 3 luck.
Okay. So then everybody burn your luck, and that will hit. 25 damage. Currently, armor in the chest is perfect. So he will take.
That's armor piercing.
Yeah, again, armor piercing happens after the damage is
After,
applied.
yeah.
It ruins the armor. It
Okay.
doesn't. Yeah, so it's going to be
Gotcha.
12 real damage, but a critical injury. Roll 2d6. 2d6, please.
Yeah, I'm on it. Come on.
Okay.
7.
7 for an object. Perfect. There was definitely a couple of rolls that would have ruined this next beat, but that is not one of them, thank God.
Thank God. Enjoy your turn.
He's the high priest. I wanted him to be a recurring villain. So then, and also the time, for fuck's sake. So on his initiative, the spider symbol overrides the veil symbol on everybody's Chiron immediately. The second it happens, Riff, you're already kind of like in this weird puppet state. As you're looking at him, you see his face shift into an AI version of the skull face, the Reaper face, and you kind of hear this and it's like this maniacal laughter that sounds like it's like 30 people laughing at the same time. And everybody, with the exception of Mortician, sees it as well. Your screens go red for a second and blank, and when you kind of reset your kind of vision here, that guy is no longer standing there. Mortician, what you see on your side is as you're kind of like giving your speech over the person, you hear a clunk on the wood behind you, and you turn and look, and I need you to make a perception roll.
Okay. Perception is awareness. Perception 13.
You don't see anything. You just hear a clunk, like something like landed on the floor behind you. You then see the table in between where you're standing and the door get pushed to the side, and then when it comes up to the light, you see this silhouette of nothing exit out of the space, which you would recognize as a thermoptic camouflage that Militech has referenced a couple times before in the Bat series.
This
But
motherfucker just Batmaned us.
you do see the figure just kind of leave out the door is a kind of transparent ghost of a thing. And
Yeah, my Snowpass is worthless.
in the aftermath, we'll cut. If you chase outside, which I'm assuming you would do just because of zealousy, you would see that.
Yeah.
You would see that there's nothing for you to see. You can hear the sirens of NCPD off in the distance. You're pretty sure it's not related to this. And everyone else is kind of resetting from the temporary AI breach.
The rest of the group would hear just some muffled shouting, something about a veil, a spider, you can't hide, so on and so forth.
Just yelling out into the open. There's a couple of Maelstrom gangers, especially the ones you jumped out, who are kind of just looking at you, like just kind of, some of them are like getting hyped up by this speech, but some of them are kind of like, okay, chill. Daddy, chill. But once everyone's kind of...
Daddy, chill.
What the fuck is even that? Once you kind of like gather yourselves, you search the chapel bar, and it's just as you saw it last time, Rick. Nothing's changed. There are no new parties inside of the cryo chamber in the back. It doesn't appear that there's any additional work. However, the laptop that you didn't really get a look at, but kind of like saw was there when Bishop relinquished and Revenant relinquished Charlotte Woolridge to your group, you would see that the laptop is open. And Riff, this is the first time you've seen this on a laptop. You would see the scrolling of what appears to be like AI digital code and the letter G kind of very frequently appearing on the screen. And just because of timing, I'm going to say for aftermath purposes, the only things that you're acquiring here would be the Hellbringer Magnum Opus, or Magnum Opus Hellbringer rather, which is a pistol, the details of which are available on Wiki, and then the laptop.
I'll fight over it.
And then the laptop. And that's it. And we'll deal with the other rewards off screen. That is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
One last thing, if possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I apologize for being the Chaos Gremlin. Once all this is concluded, if possible, Mortician would look at this as a sanctum of heathens and perhaps look to either coerce or ask that this sanctum of web be put to the torch.
Okay.
You want to burn this down?
If possible, yes. This place is naught but chaos incarnate and requires desecration.
Okay. We do this, but we do this my way.
Oh, Gam, you got a good shot?
Oh, and Cam like runs down the street, sets up a camera there, runs inside. You don't hear what's happening inside, and then he like runs back outside the front door. He's like, okay, everybody in a line.
Does
In a
anybody
line.
have demo? Demolitions as a skill.
Well, I was gonna
Finish that.
can I,
sentence.
can I shoot a grenade back into the doorway?
You certainly can, but again, it doesn't matter. A grenade inside of a building is not going to light the whole building.
Yeah.
So does anybody have demolitions, or does anybody have demolitions? Would be under tech. Then the other thing I can suggest would be science, or a cryo tank. Does anybody have cryo tank?
Alternatively,
I have
to
cryo systems.
Yeah, that's what I
to
want.
be the Chaos Gremlin again.
First level. I don't have the full set though.
Okay.
I could upload a certain cache of data for ideas.
Oh, you can library search if you want. That'll add bonuses to whoever's rolling. And it looks like someone's already rolled demo. We love that. We love that initiative. Go ahead.
Add +1 to that roll from.
It's targeting. It's targeting. Yep. So it's 16.
Not technically.
Plus.
The demo is not targeting. You're setting up the bomb. But if you want to roll library search, Mortician, and then with that medical tech for cryo systems, the tanks in the back that are behind the kind of glowing wall, they are cryo tanks, which are technically filled with a highly pressurized liquid nitrogen, which you kind of explain the weaknesses of the system, which will add a +1 to Columbo's roll as well. And with that library search, you kind of do the anarchist handbook scroll through your your data term, and you're kind of like also, and he's like, okay. So he sets up grenades to the cryo tanks, and then sets up basically like a device that kind of like connects to the chemicals that are present there, so that when they kind of detonate, the chemicals will actually serve as like a hyper agent for the explosion, and it'll basically create a kind of pulse explosion, like almost like a spray can being kind of blown up, right? And that'll kind of detonate on the inside, but because of the explosives that are present, the the HE explosives that are present, it's also going to be firebombing. So you will destroy the entirety of the basement, which will then level the whole building.
No more webs! No more whispers! This place is unthreaded.
In front of the camera, and like right in shot, Cam, dink, and it's like the priest is now backlit, just in silhouette, like all four arms like raised in the air as the building just detonates and then falls in. Obviously, the next few seconds are Cam hurriedly grabbing everything as the sounds of not only police but also utilities individuals coming out this way to find out what the fuck is going on, and make sure it's not a problem for the whole block. But
everybody in the van.
We gotta go, and that's where you would escape, and that would be that. So we're gonna close it there. Thanks for watching, those that did. Awesome ending. Very epic. And we'll see you for the next one. Ciao.